But he really did a terrific job. The crowd still settling into their seats. We'll have a good one here tonight. And this should be a fun game to watch what these coaches do in terms of adjustments. All right, let's go back to Mark Mason and meet those players we talked about before. Mark?
For the visiting Phoenix Suns. Head coach of the Suns is Danny Ainge. Assistant coaches are Frank Johnson, Don Nelson, and Scott Skiles. The athletic trainer for the Suns is Joe Prosky. On the court for the Phoenix Suns, starting at forward, number 3, Rex Chapman. At forward, number 34, Antonio McDyess. At center, number 30, Clifford Robinson. At 7, at guard, Kevin Johnson. And at guard, number 32, Jason Kidd. Now, are you ready for your Portland Trail Blazers? Portland's head coach is Mike Dunleavy. The assistant coaches are Tony Brown, Jim Ian, Bill Musselman, and Elston Turner. The strength and conditioning coach is Bob Medina. The Blazers athletic trainer is Jay Jensen. The equipment manager is Mark Cashman. Fans, all 5 of your Blazers starters have made the All-Star ballot this year. And here they come. Starting at forward, number 30, Rasheed Wallace. At forward, number 44, Brian Grant. Pasentras Nuolietuva, number 11, Arvydas Sabonis. At guard, number 34, Isaiah J.R. Ryder. And at guard, number 7, Kenny Anderson.
And we head over to Fred Meyer. Get some keys to the game from the snapper.
Well, Eddie, you know, if you go into novelties, you'll find a thing that you're always talking about, D, and that's the place to find the transition defense that the Trailblazers are going to need tonight, because that is a critical element in them winning the ball game. You know, you kind of like ice cream, but you don't like it as much as I do. But if you attack that ice cream the way the Trailblazers need to attack the rim, they will have a terrific game against a smaller Phoenix Suns team. But they can't allow themselves to be induced into shooting the ball quickly. If they do, it will be a tough night for them. But you got the bag, take it to the grocery, cash out.
Hey, listen, I love ice cream, but there are a lot of other things I like beside ice cream. And good basketball is one of them. And I'm looking forward to seeing this game here tonight. The other thing that I enjoy is a little pizza every now and then. And our friends over there at Godfather have really done a nice job. And, of course, they're with us all the time. So let's see what the Godfather starting lineup for tonight's game is all about. McDyess and Grant, Chapman and Wallace. The backcourt is quite a matchup. Sabonis and Cliff, Kidd and Kenny. Well, how about that? Johnson and Ryder. Do you see the matchups going that way, Steve?
I don't think so. I mean, I think for J.R. Ryder, the best matchup for him is the bigger, stronger Jason Kidd, a guy that he's played against. They both lived in Oakland, and, you know, some familiarity. But Jason Kidd is a penetrator. If you give him room, he's going to have difficulty getting by, invite him to shoot the outside shot. Kevin Johnson, Kenny Anderson, very explosive players.
All right, set to go. Bernie Fryer, Tim Donahue, and Greg Willard are the officials working the game tonight. Rex Chapman is the leading scorer for the Phoenix Suns. He only averages a little over 15 a game. McDyess a little over 14. Cliff Robinson 12.5. Kevin Johnson 11.5. And Jason Kidd 13.6. All 5 in double numbers. And what's the problem over there, Steve? Trying to figure out what's, is there a malfunction in the clock?
They're ready to go now.
All right, all set to go. Mike Dunleavy's ready to go also, and looking good again tonight. And the Blazers come away with a tap.
Immediately they go to Wallace, and Cliff Robinson steals the ball, and that's what they're going to do a lot. Try to run at who's ever being guarded by Rex Chapman to protect him, and then try to get out and run.
Cliff had 3 steals in the game the other night against the Milwaukee Bucks. Cliff Robinson, a smaller center, but McDyess is going against Sabonis and beats him off the quicks, coming down the left side of the lane. So here, right away, you get a chance to see what Danny might be thinking about. Smaller, but maybe quicker. And we'll see if the Suns continue to try and attack the basket with their small but quick size.
Same matchup. They go inside and out, and Ryder for 3.
3-2, right around the 3.
See, they're going to think about trying to beat Sabonis up and down the floor, pass over the top, but McDyess traveled. But they're going to try to attack Sabonis with some foot speed and quickness. It looks like he turned his ankle a little bit. He's gimpy, but trying to walk it off.
Well, Arvydas inbounding to Kenny, and he'll draw Jason Kidd. Kidd will play on Kenny, so you've got Kidd, a point guard.
Same play, Cliff comes again. Now, they should be running the same play until the Phoenix Suns take it away from them.
Ryder, Rasheed, the clock rolling down to 6.
5 on the shot clock. They got to pull the trigger.
Rasheed over the back. Here's where a little size will help you, but a little quickness is a little better. And now at the other end, Kenny playing on KJ. Back to Cliff. And Cliff Robinson with a first 2-pointer in his career against his former teammates. Played 8 years here in Portland.
Again, same play. And again, I say you have to make them adjust. Make the same plays. A good pass inside to Grant. 2 hands over the top.
Well, that was right on the numbers. What a pass by Arvydas Sabonis. That was a thread the needle. Steve Young couldn't have done any better. There's Rex Chapman. He's tough from there.
Well, Rex Chapman is one of the best streak shooters in the NBA, and when he gets on a roll, he's going to bust shots from all over the floor, from all kinds of positions. You don't want to see him get warm.
They've got 4 people out there that can shoot the 3. Rasheed, they draw the double. Leave Arvydas alone, and he bombs the 3. That's dangerous, Danny Ainge, and it's 8-6 Blazers.
Well, the gamble is that the Trailblazers are not going to be able to shoot the 3 ball consistently well all night long. That's going to give them a chance to rebound and run. McDyess.
And that time, Arvydas had to try and fight around a screen, and he couldn't get to McDyess in time. Not known to have great range, but not bad. He's got 4, and it's a tie game at 8-8.
Same play. Cliff waits this time. Good read by Rasheed Wallace. He gets his first 2.
Rasheed has an advantage of about, probably, let's see, close to 6 inches.
Might as well say Mount Everest.
Almost. Chapman off the little pin down, and he hits it.
Advantage Chapman there, and that he's going to stick it and try to neutralize whatever he gives up by scoring points at the offensive end.
Rasheed now getting fronted by Chapman, and they'll try and get the weak side help over to help on the double team, and now Rasheed pops out on top. There's the double, back weak side, they go to JR. Trying to find the mismatch inside. Clock down to 5. Ryder on a tough shot, and he's fouled on the play.
That's a tough matchup for Kevin Johnson, simply because Ryder is a bigger, stronger guy, and Kevin Johnson getting there late gets a piece of the arm on a tough effort by Ryder. Ryder's first free throw opportunity.
This foul charge to Kevin Johnson. The Suns with a team foul, Blazers none. We're just underway, and nice to have you with us at J.R. Ryder at the stripe. Ryder, a good foul shooter.
But this is going to be one of those games where you got to keep scoring the basketball. 10 shots have been taken between the 2 teams. Only 1 shot has been missed.
And that was by the Blazers. The Suns are 5 for 5. Portland, incidentally, 2 for 2 on their home run ball, the 3-point play. 12-10, Ryder with a pair. He's got 5. And on the baseline drive, Rex Chapman draws the foul from Rasheed. So if they create large enough angles and spacing, they feel as if they can beat their man off the dribble because they're quicker, and that's what happened here.
Rasheed Wallace got caught coming out, and when Chapman puts the ball on the floor, That's where he picks up the foul. What Rasheed has got to do is just keep Rex Chapman shooting jump shots over the top of the defense. Same thing for Sabonis. McDyess with a miss.
But a great lead by Grant, who came over and blocked and then threw the ball away. Back to Rex. No good. Kevin Johnson with a rebound. Inside deep, McDyess blocked by Arvydas Sabonis. Danny Ainge early on trying to test Sabonis at the defensive end.
What Sabonis has always done well is use his size. He never leaves his feet until he sees it. Chapman with another one.
And the Suns continue to drill it. Chapman with 6. And as Steve said, he's a streak shooter, and he is already off. Inside Kenny.
Ryder getting close.
And fouled on the way in by Antonio McDyess.
Part of Danny Ainge's game plan so far is to make Kenny Anderson a feeder, and in the process it's turned J.R. Ryder loose, and he's in an attacking mentality. Second trip to the line for Ryder.
Remember, a year ago the Suns started out 0-13. Danny Ainge took over, they were 0-8. Ryder missing on the first. The Blazers a 72% foul shooting team for Mike Dunleavy.
Ryder is a career 80-plus, so you can expect him to make more than he misses. He gets his second. He's got 6 in the quarter.
13-12, Blazers by 1. Ryder with 6. Chapman played by Rasheed. There's the clear out, trying to let him work. And Chapman tried to jam, and the ball banged hard. Johnson back to Chapman. This time he misses, and that is the first miss for Phoenix, who had made their first 6. On the wall, Kenny to Rasheed Wallace. Was that sweet? 15-12, Blazers by 3.
2 big plays by Wallace. The block on the Chapman drive, and then to fill the lane and to throw it down.
Kevin Johnson.
Kenny Anderson got a piece of that Kevin Johnson shot. Kevin Johnson thought he got fouled. Robinson.
Way short, Sabonis grabs. Ryder up the middle, Blazers would like to run. On the back down, here's Ryder and Kidd. Both open guys.
What happened was Ryder wants this one all the way. And Sabonis ran in for a post-up, and he ran out. Ryder missed.
And Cliff Robinson gets the rebound. Here's Chapman again. And after making their first 6 shots, he misses, and McDyess sticks it back and in. 3 Blazers.
Well, they fought themselves, and it cost them a hoop. McDyess has got 6 with that pickup.
1-point lead, Portland. McDyess playing against Brian Grant away from the ball. Now switches up on Ryder. And there's Grant by himself, overlays. Rasheed bumped inside, strong. Tries it again, maybe? No. Out of bounds off of Phoenix. And we have a timeout. Timeout called. 5:57 to play here in the quarter. 15-14 Portland.
One thing that's always been said about Rasheed Wallace, he can run the floor and play above the rim, and a spectacular effort for Wallace, who got out ahead of all of the Phoenix Suns. So Portland's got some ways to hurt the Phoenix Suns in the open court, and they've got to stay in an attacking mentality throughout the 48 minutes.
College of coaches over there huddled around Mike Dunleavy. Hope everyone's getting a chance to say their piece. And now they'll head back and talk to the players. This is the new thing now in coaching, where they give the players a little chance to cool before the coaches jump in their face, and now they come back in. Do you like that strategy, Steve?
Doesn't matter to me. Because I think ultimately the players are still going to have to listen to whatever the coach has to say, whether he starts immediately or he comes back later. I don't know that when they're just sitting there that they're focusing on anything anyway.
That's a good point. You, however, as a player, would you have liked that?
Wouldn't matter to me.
All right. A lot of wouldn't matters to me.
No, I mean, he's going to come to you and he's going to tell you what he wants, and you got to pay attention whenever he shows up.
Gary Trent just activated today. They waived Sean Higgins. We are back. Mike Dunleavy, of course, the man that has got the job of trying to figure out a way to stop Phoenix. The challenge to stay on top of this club is quite an assignment.
Well, the key is, in a game like tonight, is that the first thing you've got to try and make sure you do is execute offensively, where you don't turn the basketball over, allows them to get out in the open court with easy opportunities. We want to try and keep them from getting the easy baskets, trying to keep them from getting in transition where they can, the two guards, KJ and Jason Kidd, can break you down and basically draw and kick to some of their shooters.
A little hip hook by Arvydas Sabonis over Cliff Robinson. And the Blazers now with a 3-point lead, and Sabonis with 5. Took Cliff to the right base and fired it off the hip. And here's Chapman again coming off that screen. Now, what do you do if you adjust? You take Rasheed out, you go a little smaller with an Augman or a Vincent Askew on him?
No, I mean, again, it's one of those things where Rex Chapman is going to do what he does. You've got to make him pay by scoring against him at the other end of the floor. So Rasheed Wallace has got to get some opportunities to do this. Go in, get a shot, draw a foul.
And Rasheed fouled by Chapman. McDyess came over. One of them got a piece of him.
What we're seeing, Eddie, is classic NBA matchup concerns and how they will work for or against their team. If Chapman cools off, now Danny Ainge has got to make a decision. Wallace continues to play close. He's probably going to get fouled, probably going to get a higher percentage shot, or they're going to have to double him. That means somebody else is going to get a better opportunity. Didn't get a lot of shots against the Detroit Pistons, but gets both of his free throws. A good start for him, 6 here in the quarter.
Doing other things, and he said, hey, it doesn't matter to me whether I score a lot. I just want to contribute. And he's doing that. Jason Kidd, he had 29 points a couple of games back against the Clippers after not shooting the ball that well. Here's Cliff on the bailout. And Sabonis, he got off the floor that time. Arvydas. Kenny on the drive. Kenny's first effort knocked away, picked up by Brian Grant. Clock still rolling inside. Bank hook. J.R. Ryder. 21-16 Trailblazers. And Ryder with 8.
And you're going to bring Jason Kidd at Rasheed Wallace. And again, Wallace did the right thing there. Make sure that that guy stays shooting the ball from the outside. His strength is dribbling and penetrating, not shooting over the tops of defense.
21-16 Blazers. They double up on Rasheed. Arvydas tries to whistle a pass inside to Brian Grant, knocked away.
Ryder told him right. Let me wear him out from out here, and then that shot that Grant is going to get is going to be available. Sabonis trying to make the tough pass, wide open.
Ryder with a deep rebound along the right base. 21-16, Rasheed, tough shot, hit it. And a good look over the top of the smaller Rex Chapman. And Rasheed's got 8. The Blazers lead 23-16 and playing smart basketball at the offensive end so far. McDyess. Arvydas had to fight around the screen, and Ryder strips it away from Cliff Robinson.
Ryder's brought a lot of energy to this game. He is into this one early and got a little happy there.
Would have been beautiful and pulled it off, I'll tell you. Jason Kidd knocked away, touch last by Kidd. Ryder is into this game. You are right. And here comes Stacey Augman replacing Rasheed Wallace. Augman had quite a game against Detroit, his old team, and he pulls it out with 2 clutch free throws, a great defensive play on Grant Hill, and then a pull-up jumper with very little time left on the shot clock down the stretch. Brian Grant.
They're going to gamble on that. They know that Grant is not going to consistently look to make the shot from the outside. Gets his second one, 4 in the quarter.
Blazer lead 9, first quarter, 3:10 to play. The snapper. And Kevin Aiken along with me. I'm Eddie Doucette. We're happy to be coming your way on Blazer Region. McDyess. Follow tip on the miss. No! As Cliff Robinson missed, McDyess again. Very, very good offensive rebounder. That's what you have to keep in mind with him. He's got 8.
Well, hanging around that time. Cliff Robinson knocked it out of Sabonis' hands. They score. Post up, inside and out, Sabonis.
They're leaving him open, and he's taking the outside shot. Not a high percentage one. Kevin Johnson. Cliff almost a travel to Kidd. Working on that outside shot. Not a real good one.
Kevin Johnson said, come over here.
And
I'll set you up.
There's the side screen, no pick and roll. Try to go into McDyess. And he overlays, but draws the foul.
Grant went for the pump fake.
And a timeout called. 25-18. Blazers. Danny Ainge, an Oregonian from Eugene, put in some time with the Trailblazers, little time in Major League Baseball, but a lot of time with the Boston Celtics, and team with Kevin McHale, now the general manager of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Larry Bird, his buddy, who's now the coach of the Indiana Pacers, who won a game tonight. 25-18 is what we have here. And 2:16 to play in the opening quarter. Stacey Augmon and Arvydas Sabonis. The Blazers off to a good start, but what I like, Steve, so far is that playing intelligently at the offensive end for the most part.
They've shown some patience, and you know, against a team like Phoenix that gives you a lot of different matchup possibilities where you can get a score. Every player knows that this is going to be a high energy, high scoring game. They all want to get touches. They want to get involved at the offensive end. Sometimes you have a tendency to be a little bit too impatient.
Kenny's Kids. Kenny provides tickets every game for a group of youngsters, as does Rasheed. He's got his squad. Kenny's got the kids. 25-18, and JR has the zone. And hopefully for Blazer fans, he'll be in a shooting zone tonight. J.R. Ryder and the Trailblazers with a 25-18 lead. Ryder so far, nice start with 8 points. The Blazers outscoring the Suns in the last couple of minutes. Blazers shooting 53%, Steve, which is good. Phoenix, 41%. They're 49% for the year coming in.
Well, they cooled off. Both teams were shooting at a firefight pace early in the ball game. But Phoenix is a jump shooting team, and there are going to be droughts for them. But you want to keep Phoenix from getting our layups in transition. If Portland can continue to just read correctly, they'll be in good shape in terms of staying at a high percentage. Danny Manning in the ball game.
Manning about 15 points and 6.5 rebounds a game.
And the streaky Rex Chapman sits down, and Chapman and McDyess are the guys that have done most of the scoring for Phoenix. That's what the numbers tell you for the Phoenix Sun. And you know that you can get some points against them. McDyess gets both the free throws, 10 in the quarter for McDyess.
And they've scored 4 straight points, their first free throws of the game. 25-20 is our score, Blazers. Kenny Anderson, played by Jason Kidd. Arvydas wanting to go to Grant, swings to Kenny, open Ryder deep. Cupped it, and Robinson knocked the ball out of bounds. So the Blazers will get it back, blow back the clock to 24 seconds, and 1:58 remaining here in the first quarter.
Suns show a little bit of different defensive attitude with Stacey Augmon in the game.
Augmon deep, nice move on Manning. A swing hook to the middle of the lane by Stacey Augmon. That was nice. 27-20, Trailblazers by 7.
That defensive look is to see if Stacey Augmon can beat them by scoring the basketball. They're going to give him some chances to shoot it. Danny Manning.
And on the miss, Augmon with a rebound. Jason Kidd's done very little here in this game. He leads them in rebounds, if you can believe it.
Early. It's early. You know, he's the kind of player that can dominate any quarter and really then jumpstart his game. Grant trying to work his way inside.
And banks it home. I was mentioning that Kidd leads the team for the season in rebounds, assists, three-point shooting, steals, and also turnovers. That'll happen when you handle it a lot, and there he is right there. And 7.5 rebounds a game for the guard, and leads the club. McDyess quick baseline on Sabonis, and a foul again.
And that's the one thing you didn't want to see nailed against Sabonis. He's done a pretty good job of staying out of foul trouble here early in the first quarter. He's going to come out. Kelvin Cato in. Sabonis gave too much of the baseline away. I mean, McDyess is not that good off the dribble, but if you're going to give him a lane, one dribble with his ability to get in the air is going to get him to the free throw line.
Well, McDyess with 2 free throws already, and misses on his first here with less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Antonio McDyess. Here's a fella, Steve, that wanted $100 million from Denver, but they bought based partly on some very interesting numbers of performances he made in the fourth quarters of some games last year. And I'll give you those in a little bit. He was not very productive when they really needed him. And the Nuggets said no to $100 million. Kenny Anderson.
Well, that's his first deep shot of the evening. Missed it, but he comes into this ball game shooting 68%. Ryder draws a double team.
Grant trying to get inside to Ryder, stolen by Manning. Kidd to beat Brian Grant. Slaloms through the crowd, now looks for somebody. Very skillful passer. That was supposed to be a pass, but it almost went in.
Too skillful.
Yep. And Ryder challenged by his homeboy. They're both from Oakland. They know each other from the neighborhood. 29-21. Kenny on top. Played on the switch by McDyess. Time running down. And McDyess keeps it alive, and that'll end the quarter. But a good one for the Blazers. They lead by 8. It's Portland 29. The Suns 21.
I heard my door close and I ran out to the truck, and this guy is standing there with a case of beer in his hand, and he tells me, he goes, "Oh, I was putting it back." My days are usually 10 to 12 hours a day. Come in here, get my invoices. From there, I get out on the road, start delivering. You see people, you go into the bars and you see people drinking, and you think, that looks good. I wish I could have one right now, especially on a hot day like today. It's a tough job, but I love it.
You ever notice how kids start speaking a different language this time of year? Words like Tamagotchi, Rugrats, or K'Nex? Well, just look them up here. The Fred Meyer Wish Book. 48 pages of the toys your kids are asking for, and prices you're gonna love. Do you need to get ready for the holidays? Freddy's has everything you need to turn your house into a showplace. And lots of gift ideas. Hey, by Thanksgiving, you'll be looking for stuff to do.
Find it at Fred Meyer.
There are people who think water polo is not a game for a man. They're right. This is no game, and he is not just a man. It is a sport, and he is an athlete, just like a football player, just like a basketball player, just like a baseball player. GTE is proud to be the official telecommunications consultant to the NCAA because of him and the pure spirit of college athletics.
Did you move today? What if you did? How can we help you get settled? Bank of America. Put your future in motion. Did you send someone to college today? What if you did? How can we help with the next 4 years? Bank of America. Put their future in motion.
Back at the Rose Garden, the second quarter, and Blazer tickets available. 224-4400. Call now. The Mavs are here. The greatly improved Dallas Mavs with Sean Bradley, the 7'6" stick man. Tickets available at the locations you're seeing and all Ticketmaster locations. First 10,000 will get a free Jermaine O'Neal full-color poster. It's a beauty. So those tickets are on sale right now for Monday, the Mavs. And you can come to the Rose Quarter ticket office and get tickets as well. John Crotty will start the second quarter, relieving Kenny Anderson. The Phoenix guards did not score a point in the first quarter. Kevin Johnson out. Steve Nash is in. He is a guy that everyone's talking about as being a future star possibly in the league. Jason Kidd down deep to Danny Manning. Nice shot.
Manning's always had that little running hook and displays it here early. The front line has carried them into scoring so far. Portland gets Rasheed Wallace back in.
J.R. Ryder along with Augman, Crotty, and Kelvin Cato. Cato's seeing a lot of time for a rookie. Augman lost the handle and double him up and then knocked the ball out of bounds. No. That should go to Portland, I believe. Well, maybe he had a bad angle on it. Mike's not complaining, so he's satisfied with the call. Jason Kidd down to Manning again, posting on Augman. Manning is 6'11", Augman 6'8 plus. And out of bounds, and this time it will come back to the Portland Trailblazers.
Bryant snuck in at the break, so their front line features Mark Bryant, and he'll probably be in the middle, sandwiched by McDyess and Danny Manning.
Bryant 6'9", Manning bigger, and McDyess 6'9".
Pointing over here to J.R. Ryder against Jason Kidd. Going to get an illegal defense.
Crotty trying to get over here, as you had indicated, Steve, to get the ball to Ryder, posting in on Kidd. So the Blazers get it back, 24 on the clock, and a 6-point lead. Interesting scores.
One very interesting, and I'm sure fans here will be watching the Lakers playing the Rockets down there early in the ball game. Lakers had them down by as many as 17, a minute to go. Rockets by 3.
It was soft, had a chance to go, but Augman's shot did not foul, and he draws the foul from Danny Manning. Danny Manning on the foul.
Take a look at some of the efforts of Rasheed Wallace in this basketball game, and it's very interesting to see how Rasheed is going to do throughout the game, because he's the guy that they started against Rex Chapman. We'll get a look at a Wallace package a little bit later on.
Stacey Augman coming this way. Crotty with a nice save. Good hustle effort right there. Augman misses both free throws, but Crotty's save gets it back to the Blazers, splits the D, and then coming from the opposite side, McDyess knocks the pass attempt away. It was a nice read by McDyess.
As for Jason Kidd, is tough and a good deflection as Cato came in there, got a piece of that ball.
Now they say you got to make Kidd beat you over the top. Ryder on a nice leaner, and that's good. And that's 31-23. What does that mean, Steve, when they say he's got to beat you over the top?
Shooting from the outside. I mean, this is a guy that basically doesn't have a perimeter game. I mean, there are days when, he finds it, but most of the time he's reluctant to shoot. He's been working on becoming a better perimeter player, but hasn't achieved any confidence of note.
All right, so Manning fouled by Augman. That's a tough assignment. Stacey, a good defender, but Danny bigger. And finally, after 2 years of recovering and rehab work, he feels like the ACL tear that he had is fully recovered. He's had 2 major ACL tears, and he's back. Blazers tomorrow night, Golden State. Remember, that's a 7 o'clock start, KEX and the Blazers Radio Network. You may see 7:30, but they moved it up a half hour. So remember, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock down in the Bay Area, Golden State. Both free throws are good. 31-25, the Trailblazers lead 6. Led by as many as 9. Ryder. Trying to get Kelvin Cato to set him a screen. Really had to work to get that set up, and the clock did not serve as an ally. And here's Steve Nash. He's tough. And Cato with a good block out and rebound.
Now you got a 4-on-1 bust out. Ryder, good rebound.
And a strong stick back by J.R. Ryder, who gives the Blazers an 8-point lead with his 11th and 12th points of the game. 9:07 to play in the first half. Steve Nash, a native Canadian.
Now, Nash had a huge game in the preseason, kind of woke everybody up that he can knock down some shots from the outside. 8 3-pointers in that ball game. Jason Kidd for 3. See, he just doesn't look comfortable shooting from the outside. And when he gets in those streaks where he's making them, and you remember Dallas, he was part of that wild Bombardier brigade, they go in. And when they do, he's a much more effective player.
That foul on Kelvin Cato, Rex Chapman back. And so it'll be Bryant, McDyess, Manning, Chapman, and Nash on the floor for the Phoenix Suns. Incidentally, The Nash youngster, I mentioned a Canadian. He played on a Canadian team this summer and averaged over 36 points a game. And he is a free agent at the end of this season. And some people say it might be tough for the Suns to sign him. He could be a national hero if he went back to Canada and played for Vancouver's hometown. Bryant makes both free throws. Mark Bryant, former Blazer and a good guy, 33-27. Blazer leads 6. Crotty. Stacey Augmon look to the cutting J.R. Ryder and doesn't deliver. Rush screen, give off by Augmon to Crotty.
A couple of guys got to carry the Trailblazers in scoring.
That was nice. What a nice pass inside by Crotty to Cato, who rolled off his man. Got the inside and jammed it home, and it's 35-27. Terrific look. McDyess uses one option. Comes back inside and scoops it up and in. He's tough, so he gets his 13th point of the night.
Oh, he's very good down in the low post. He's got a nice bank shot off the glass, and when he can turn in, long arms, good leaping ability, he's going to get to the rim.
Cato from Crotty. Carries it up and in. Nope. With the left hand, and Bryant with block-out rebound position in the ball. And the Suns lose the pelota. The Sit team that averages about 14.5 turnovers a game, and Danny doesn't like that.
Well, that was one of those unforced types. But Chapman was looking one way and Danny Manning breaking the other. But the two guys that had carried the Trailblazers at the offensive end are trying to cross screen for each other, and that's Wallace and Ryder.
Ryder with that jab step didn't go to the base. Played by Chapman. Looks for the screen.
5 on the shot clock. Tough play.
Pick and slip. And Cato trying to follow his own missed shot. There's a learning experience. He couldn't crawl over the rock. Well, what happened here?
Cato didn't like the non-call, and then he didn't like the call that went against him. This is a pass, bang, right on the money, and watch the collision. He thought he should have got a whistle there. Then he misses the shot, so there's some added frustration. Comes over the back, and then has something to say.
Learning lesson here for the youngster. The Suns cash on it as Nash goes to the line, and then they'll get the ball back. So that wasn't very good. 35-30, the score. Cato will go out right away. Mike Dunleavy will remind him of a couple of things. Sit down, cool down, and you'll see on the tape if you made a mistake. 35-30, but that's what's going to happen when you're young in this league. You make mistakes and you learn by them, hopefully. Steve Nash brings it on over against John Crotty. Manning against Augmon. Nice fake. Danny with a jump hook off the drive. Gee, nice fake against Augmon. And the Suns now back to within 3. Now the second unit has a responsibility when they come in. They don't want to lose ground. You come in with a lead, you don't want to lose ground.
The best way to either extend the lead or hold the lead is make sure you identify who are the people who are going to score the basketball. Kind of got away from that. Phoenix Suns got on a little bit of a run.
A time, and the Blazers by 3 in the second quarter.
John Lithgow performs the Discover Card Dial-Along song.
An extemporaneous piece.
Provided for your dialing pleasure while you call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2 and apply for your Discover card, the card with the cashback bonus award that always pays you back.
That was a nice surprise.
And that's music to everyone's ears. It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Nova sign.
Well, the best advice I could give confused people is call us as early as you can. I want them to know that we care, that we really care about the fact that they have a problem or that they are confused, and that we realize that what's simple to us isn't simple to everybody. And that's where we work hard to get our people able to help them through that. I wrap it up always in one sort of sentence, and that is we'd like to treat our customers the way we'd want to be treated if we were the customer.
1190 KEX is Extreme. For the team. Be Extreme. Listen to the Blazers on 1190 KEX.
I want to say hi to everyone at Harvey Scott School in Portland.
Nice smile by J.R. Ryder, and AT&T Wireless will tell you that so far the bench of Phoenix has had the better of it against the Trailblazers.
Now Danny Manning is leading the bench brigade, and Manning has that little jump hook of his working. Sabonis re-enters the game, so Portland's front line is intact, along with Kenny Anderson. Ryder gets his first breather of the evening.
All right, so you got Rasheed, Brian Grant, Arvydas, Kenny, and Stacey Augmon.
Trying to drop the ball inside to Sabonis, and the Sun sit in his lap.
And back along the base to an open Brian Grant. Got to hit those. And McDyess on the rebound as Sabonis goes down hard. They have a one-man advantage right now. Sabonis gets back into the picture against Bryant. Or McDyess very active here in this game so far. He's got 15 points, and it's a one-point lead. The Blazers led by as many as 9.
Again, when you play Phoenix, you've got to continue to score the ball. And your shot selection and who shoots the ball is very important. They like teams to shoot quickly, and they like them to shoot jump shots. McDyess bangs Grant in the head.
And so he gets the foul. That's on Antonio McDyess, his second. Haven't seen Kevin Johnson in a while, Steve.
Now they'll let Steve Nash play for a while. I mean, you know, Kevin Johnson is a guy that you'd like to see sitting on the bench. He's a kind of player that had huge periods against the Trailblazers, been scoreless, and then bust out for 18 or 20 in the quarter. Augmon with him in.
And Augman's been getting shots because the Suns have been allowing him to get the open opportunities. They want him to shoot, and he's fouled on this rebound attempt. This will be on McDyess, Steve.
That's his third, so Danny Ainge has to make a decision. He goes with Kevin Johnson.
Here they go small. We'll see it when we come back from this.
Sabonis squares, misses, and then McDyess trying to keep it alive comes over the top of Stacey Augmon.
Augmon misses the first. The Suns on a 7-0 run, and Kevin Johnson and McDyess out. So now you've got Chapman, who in effect is a guard, Nash, Johnson, Bryant, and Manning. And we go to the 3-guard offense again. And they'll do as many as 4 guards. And we're going to see John Crotty come back in the game to match up with the Phoenix Suns.
Well, Augman's going to defend against Nash, and that means Wallace against Rex Chapman, and Chapman pulls out the heater again. Over the top, he's got 10 in the ball game, his first 2 since re-entering.
And the Suns have tied the game at 36.
The guy that they got to get into scoring is number 7. The Trailblazers need to see Kenny Anderson start to find the range.
They've done a nice job of defending on Kenny and keeping the ball away from him. Back along the side, trying to clear out to Chapman, and the Suns turn the ball over again, and Crotty will come in, and Augmon will go out.
9-1 over the last 2 and change, so the Trailblazers need to pick it up at the offensive end.
Kenny Anderson, they double and switch. Came over, tried to bother him about mid-court, and then Johnson switches off. Blazers with both their point guards in the game right now. Arvydas, Sabonis to Grant.
5 on the shot clock. This is one of the things that the Suns want to do is slow the Trailblazers down, make them hurry, and have to shoot against the shot clock.
That's the 4th team foul on the Phoenix Suns. And the Blazers turning the ball over 7 times, averaging 19 turnovers for the season thus far.
And that's pretty good when you consider that the 450 mark, and we've seen them start the ball games and have 6 or 7 turnovers in a very short period of time. Sabonis.
Tom Rugler comes up short, bumping foul. Arvydas will go to the line. The penalty situation is in, and the bonus opportunity for the Trailblazers from now on with 4:40 to play in the first quarter. First half.
Good look by Rasheed Wallace, and Sabonis sees the seam and tries to dance his way in. Left it short, but the official said Bryant popped him in the check.
And Arvydas scored on the first free throw. He's a 78%er. Mark Bryant, who has a contract this year and a Suns option on his contract next year. Interesting to see what he decides to do. 37-36, Arvidas makes the first, misses the second, and here comes the Phoenix Suns.
Trailblazers have had a drought here in the second quarter, only have scored 8 points to this point. Chapman trying to get inside, gets a whistle.
That is the 4th team foul on the Blazers. And Rasheed Wallace will get his second foul. Rex Chapman.
One thing that Chapman knows he can do is put the ball on the floor and force Rasheed Wallace to have to continue to move his feet. Missed by Chapman.
Nice play. Inbound and a quick pass back to Rex, and on the fly lets it go.
Blocked by Kevin Johnson.
And deflected into the hands of Kenny Anderson. Brian Grant goes to the rim. Kenny didn't see it.
Grant has got Wallace on his back. Chapman on his back, and Crotty strikes for 3.
Smart move, John Crotty. They sunk off of him. He was open, and he hit the outside 3 for his first points of the night. Baseline, Manning. Boy, he's been playing well. Andy Manning with 7 points, all here in the second quarter. In the first quarter, Chapman and McDyess had all but 2 of the Suns' points. The other 2 points were by Cliff Robinson, who's not out there.
Crotty calling for the post against Danny Manning for Grant, and 1.
But Brian Grant, who works extremely hard, got the foul, and the 2 points goes to the line. Blazer lead 4, chance to fatten and make it 5.
So Wallace has to come out of the game as Grant goes down into the low post, and Manning drapes his arm across him on that effort, and he continues and gets the hoop, and now have a chance for a 3-point play.
Grant has impressed me with the determination and conviction that he plays with. This is a guy who gives you everything he's got. Every minute he's out there. 43-38, he makes the 3-point play. And the Trailblazers, with less than 3.5 in the half, with a lead. It was once 9, now 5, and Manning trying to convert. Off balance, tough shot for the former Kansas All-American. Played on their NCAA championship team, Larry Brown. Arvidas, tough shot. Oh, how he had to make the adjustment to get that to go. Man, that's a big man, about a 300-pounder doing that pretzel thing in midair. 45-38, now they'll call a foul on Arvidas, and that'll put the Blazers over the foul limit. So a timeout, Blazer lead 7, 45-38. The big guy from Lithuania in his 3rd year with the Portland Trailblazers and feeling good.
Well, Sabonis does a nice thing. He stays away from Kenny Anderson until Anderson has no other lane to go, drops it off to him, and it's a score. What Sabonis does very well is control his upper body so that he's almost in always a good controlled shooting motion.
Arvidas with 8. Blazers doing a number on the boards, and this has been a strength of the Trailblazers. They had a little problem with it in the exhibition, but they've done a good job here in the regular season. 45-38. Trailblazers with a lead, and Mike Dunleavy will head back to the boys and pass on a little of that wisdom.
Now they had a little bit of a drought, and thanks to a hoop by Sabonis, a 3-point play from Grant, a 3-pointer from Crotty. Their scoring picks up. They get control of the scoreboard again, and Danny Ainge has to think here how to close the second quarter of play with 2:52 remaining.
Interesting team, this Phoenix club. Made a lot of changes and will make a lot more next year. They only have 3 fellas under contract beyond this year. Everyone else on 1-year deals, and the cap probably will go up, and they'll have a lot of money to shell out for free agents in a good year next year. Here's a good one for you. A road trip with the Blazers heading out playing the Charlotte Hornets on Wednesday, 6:30 will be our TV time on the Northwest News Channel 8 and the Blazers TV network. And part 1 of a 2-part series, an interview with Paul Allen, the boss man on the right side of your screen, with my buddy, the snapper Steve Jones, will take place in the Charlotte game. And then the next night, the Blazers will be in Detroit. And part 2 will take place at halftime in that game. Steve and Paul Allen. And the game time, by the way, on that particular occasion will be 5:30. So 6:30 Charlotte, 5:30 Detroit. Scores of other games. Atlanta have yet to lose. Houston. Wow, look at Chicago. So some scores, and we'll try and pass along some other numbers later as Kevin Johnson back in, going to the line. Steve, this guy had 16 for 16 in a game against Utah a few games back.
Well, he's a career 80-plus and has always had the ability to get to the line. When he gets into a good groove, he's going to burn you, and that's certainly well within his capability. He gets both of those in his first 2 points of the night.
Good move there by Kenny for you young point guards. You see how low he comes up the floor to try and keep that defender off. Wallace, nice attempt. Ryan Grant with a strong rebound. Rasheed with a jam. And with some authority to go with it. 47-40. Look at Kevin Johnson, much more upright than Kenny when he brings the ball up. And the follow by Bryant. And Brian Grant and Mark Bryant. That gets to be a little tough to say. We'll have a little jump ball situation, I believe.
Good effort by both players to get to the ball, trying to control it. Grant had the inside position, and Bryant would not let go, so they'll jump it at the Suns' end.
Mark Bryant, the veteran. The tap goes to Brian Grant. John Crowdy out to Kenny. Ryder on the left wing. Doesn't need him. Did not need him, and the Blazers now by 9. Kenny Anderson with a pair. His first 2 points of the ball game. And a whistle and a foul will be called on the play. Number 12, John Crowdy will get this one. Both teams over the limit, and we have 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Get a look at a play from moments ago. Wallace with the miss. Grant's going to come and make a terrific save. No chance to get it back up, but sees a cutting Wallace with the throwdown.
Kevin Johnson, who retired at the end of last season and unretired when they laid a little of that long green stuff in front of him. Kevin's been around a long time. He was originally drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers and played 1 year there. And of course over here since then, and you know, he's playing probably a little smarter now, but Steve, he's always been a guy that built his game on quickness and smarts.
Well, he's a very explosive scorer. Kenny Anderson, explosive in a different kind of way. And Kevin Johnson, in his years in the backcourt, has been the most difficult guy to stop off the dribble for opponents when he is healthy. What has hurt Kevin has been his injuries. Kenny Anderson with a nice little crossover to get into the middle. Didn't finish, but has a chance for his first pair of free throws.
And Steve Nash gets the foul, and I like what Kenny's doing. With Nash in on him, he's really trying to exploit that matchup. Riders, with 6 rebounds, leads the Blazers. Monday, Kenny, 29 points. And boy, what a tear he has been on recently. Kenny Anderson, just absolutely terrific shooting. Over 60% from the 3 land in the last 5 games, and over 26 points a game is what he's been averaging the last 4. KJ, Blazer lead now 8. Biggs lead was 9. Steve Nash is shooting. Not this time. Crotty blocks out on Kevin Johnson and gets the rebound. Good fundamentals there. J.R. Ryder. And the back lean didn't help him. And here come the Suns. Rex Chapman. Mark Bryant, good offensive rebound. Double pump fake and lay it in. 50-44. Blazers by 6. Bryant with 4. Had his best scoring year last year, did Mark. 9.3 points a
Clear
game.
side for Kenny Anderson. Couldn't get to the rim. Grant leaves that one short, and it bounces over the top.
Brian Grant with 9 points. The Blazers with a 6-point lead as we head under a minute to halftime. Mike Dunleavy watching what's left of the first half, and then in his own mind thinking about what he might be saying here at halftime. As Jermaine O'Neal comes in.
Wallace has got 2 personals. You don't want to see him pick up the 3rd, so O'Neal is going to get a quick sprint before he goes back to the locker room.
Got a few orange slices at halftime. Be ready to go for the second half. Kevin Johnson on the back down, and Jermaine is called for the foul. See, you can't put your hand on that man that you're defending. Is Cliff Robinson back? Jermaine fouling Cliff, who'll go to the foul line. Let's see if Cliff, who has had problems at times with his free throw shooting, is pure tonight. Cliff surprisingly did not get the usual ovation that returning ex-Blazers get. Thought he might get a little bit more. He's 73% coming in. 50-45. Blazers by 5. By 4. 43.4 remaining here in the first half, and Clifford with 4. Bryant, Robinson, and Chapman up front.
Danny Ainge wants him to squeeze Kenny Anderson. If anybody's going to shoot it, he doesn't want Anderson. O'Neal comes quickly.
Ryder bumped out of position inside. Here comes Chapman. And it's a 2-point game. 12 points for Rex Chapman.
There's that transition defense. If you surprise your team and shoot the ball quickly, you don't make it. The Suns will run out on you. The results are a layup for Rex Chapman.
Crowdy on top. Crowdy backs down. Looks back to the side. There's Ryder. Nice step around move. And he stepped over the sideline.
Stepped out of bounds.
So the Suns with 3.4 seconds with a chance to tie or with a home run go ahead by 1. And Augman's going to come in for defensive purposes right here.
Well, they go small. Jason Kidd jumps in the game. 3.4 seconds to go. Grant will come out.
Like Dunleavy making the switch. Here comes Kidd. Nash, a good three-point shooter, got a good look. And that's the end of the first half, and the Blazers cling to a 2-point lead. Well, we've got some things planned for you at halftime, like Community Affairs Director Nick Jones, and he's going to be talking with Kenny Anderson. We'll have that, stats, replays, we got it all. Came back to practice with a scab the next day. That was Scott Skiles. Tough customer. 50-48. Here we go. Suns have it. Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd, Cliff Robinson in the middle with McDyess and Rex Chapman. McDyess defended by Sabonis, and James run home to tie at 50-all.
One thing Sabonis can't do is gamble out high. With a guy like McDyess who only needs one dribble, he's at the basket and a throwdown.
Last time tied at 36.
Start the ball game off the same way. Sabonis trying to make that pass into Grant, can't complete it. Nice save by McDyess.
He almost hurt himself doing it. Went down hard. We're tied at 50. Chapman off the screen by Cliff. Boy, they run that screen beautifully, and Chapman pops out from all angles, and normally on the money, as he was early when they made their first 6 field goal attempts.
Well, one of the things that's killed Rex Chapman is finding a coach that believed in him. Chapman is an offensive player, and you know, he's the kind of guy that strikes hot and cold, and his shot selection doesn't always seem to be the best, but when he gets it going, he can really hurt a team. Robinson for his first of this third quarter and his second field goal of the game.
And playing with no headband so far early this season. Kenny, Grant, inside Sabonis. And Sabonis defended by Cliff. He shed Cliff just like a Clydesdale shedding a fly on his back. 52-52. 10:20 in the third. We're just underway. Chapman shooting. Not there. Sabonis with the rebound. Arvidas with his 5th three-pointer of the game, and the AT&T Wireless folks will tell you that the threes for the Blazers have been rather elusive.
McDyess will pick up the 4. Ainge not happy about that, but Ryder posed, looked at a 3. McDyess ran at him, and as he went by, reached out and got a piece of him. Danny Ainge, hands in his pocket, but he's got to make a decision.
52-52, the Blazers, and the Suns tied here in the third.
If you're the Blazers, you got to go right at whoever Antonio McDyess is guarding. It happens to be Sabonis. He's got to think about a score. Wallace.
Late call on a travel, I believe. Yep, Bernie Fryer. And Bernie turns around and says, Danny, let me blow the whistle. Danny Ainge was trying to help him out. 52-52. You see that called in the NBA quite often. 10 turnovers for the Trailblazers. McDyess likes to peel off the defender like he did right there. And the Blazers challenging him at the rim, and that was Brian Grant coming over to help. And so far, Steve, how have the Blazers done in transition and contesting Phoenix shots?
Well, they've done a pretty good job. Phoenix is always a tough team to get to, but for the most part, they've been able to have good transition defense. The people that you want to shoot from the outside, like Jason Kidd, haven't been looking at it, but Chapman has. And, you know, he finds his first in the second half.
Got to get over those screens to get to Chapman, who does an excellent job of getting to the spot off the screen.
Sabonis against Cliff Robinson. But I think Sabonis has to look to score the ball. Here's the second hoop.
He's got 12 in the game. It's tied at 54. That's McDyess.
Hey, watch the hole.
Fourth quarter production last year with Denver, not good at all. Averaged 8 minutes, 3 points, 3 field goals attempted, and only 1 rebound.
Now, the game has slowed down a little bit, Eddie, but you know, if you're looking at the Denver Nuggets, as bad as they were a year ago, even if had to have Superman type of numbers in the fourth quarter for them to be productive, I'm not sure that that's a good way to measure his value to the team. Grant with his first 2 of the second half.
But listen to this, Steve. In 29 games that they played in, decided by 5 points or less. In the fourth quarter, he had a total of 11 points as Rex Chapman hits the runner.
Well, you know, he's a guy that also got into a lot of foul problems. And it's difficult to play when you're sitting on the bench. Tough shot. Those are the kind of shots that Chapman specializes in making. For somebody else, it's a bad shot. For him, it's part of his game.
Chapman with 16. Ryder! And Ryder with 14 points. Make it 15. They give him a 3. J.R. Ryder. Isaiah, if you're in the formal mood. Kevin Johnson and Kenny Anderson, the point guard matchup. It was a killer last year. Both these guys extremely productive in the series. A good defensive move by Sabonis, defending on McDyess. Kenny last year against Phoenix, about 26 points a game. KJ against the Blazers, about 24 points a game.
Both of them quiet so far this evening. Anderson with 3, Kevin Johnson with 4. McDyess out of the ball game. Bryant works his way in. See, there's one of the problems that always hurt McDyess in his years at Denver. Foul problems. And he's showing them again tonight.
Ryan Grant draws the double. Looks back weak side. Rasheed happens to be there, and he doesn't get it. Rasheed was coming into the play off the weak side, and the pass was high, and he managed to pull it down.
That's Kevin Johnson when he starts the sizzle, coming right at you, and then pull up pop. Gets his first 2 of the second half.
59-58 score of the ball game. Blazers by 1. Kenny back to an open Sabonis for a moment. Cliff out to defend. Here's Ryder deep on KJ. Nice mismatch. They can't take advantage. Johnson trying to push. Looks the kid out ahead. He couldn't get the ball under control.
Probably double on that one. Got away with it. Jason Kidd gets his first 3.
61, 59, 19. That was Jason Kidd's first 2 points or first 3 points of the game. 61-61. Blazers back in it now in a tie ball game.
See what I mean when I say against Phoenix, you have to score the ball. You know, even though you talk about defense, you've got to be able to keep getting the ball in, because if you're ahead of them, they're going to come back on you. Anderson reaches in.
And a foul from behind Kenny Anderson, and a timeout will be called. Technical foul called on Kenny Anderson. Technical foul on Kenny called by Bernie Fryer. We're all tied.
Needs a little work. We've never really had that big of a house before. Bathtub. So there's gonna be a lot going on my Discover card. Fireplace. I love just the idea of surrounding myself with all my friends and family, and that people can just drop by. Pool table. Discover card cashback bonus award. It's like a gift that you can do whatever you want with and not even feel guilty. Come find my house.
It pays to discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Today's automobiles are the most complex ever made.
That's why drivers turn to professional automotive technicians for reliable repairs
and to maintain the safety of their vehicles.
For themselves and for their families. For dependable, top-quality parts, pros across the country turn to CarQuest Auto Parts.
To be the best, you've got to use the best.
That's why we depend on over 3,000 CarQuest stores coast to coast.
It's gotta be CarQuest.
CarQuest, best for the pros, best for you.
1190 KEX is Extreme for the team. Be extreme. Listen to the Blazers on 1190 KEX.
I want to say hello to everyone at Crook County Middle School in Pineville, Oregon.
Might like it up there, Kenny. Pineville, or down there. Where is Pineville? You know, Steve?
East of it.
East. All right, this is Kevin Johnson shooting the technical that was assessed to Kenny Anderson.
Anderson and Bryant get hooked up, and then they're holding hands. And then he had a choice word to say to Bernie Fryer.
One-time Portland Trailblazer Bernie Fryer for a very short time, a warm cup of coffee. Mark Bryant.
Obviously it was cold.
Diluted. He was outside the building most of the time, so the rain diluted that coffee. 63-61. Mark Bryant with a chance to make it a three-point lead and doesn't. With the Suns leading by 2 at 6:05 to play here in the third. Blazers have had 2 technical fouls called on them here tonight, Kelvin Cato and Kenny.
Well, you know, this is an emotional team, and they always bark. Sometimes they bark at the wrong time, and they get bitten. Chapman reaches in, and Rasheed Wallace this time gets to use his size and ability to post to draw a foul. Deep in the low box, and this time they don't come quick enough. And this is a good read by Wallace. He made this read earlier and was able to get the hoop. Misses his first free throw.
The Suns are sending 2 people to the box every time the ball goes to Rasheed to give Rex Chapman some help. That's where you're going to have a couple folks open. 63-62, the Trailblazers trailing by 1. And Rasheed, 1 of 2 free throws with 11 points. Phantom screen there by Chapman, by Kenny on the way to the hoop. Follow on the missed shot. Boy, Chapman came right back to get his own missed shot. The kid that put in a little time at Kentucky came out of there after, was it 1 or 2 years? Ryder on the base, Brian Grant open. Hello. 2 years at Kentucky.
2 years at Kentucky.
64-63, Ryder to Grant. Knocked away at Cliff Robinson, and here's the outlet. Kenny. Inside Rasheed, knocked away by Jason Kidd, who at 6'4" was posting up inside and did a good job to recover. Rasheed looking at the official, Tim Donahue. And now Johnson with an almost steal off the inbound.
One of the things that NBA players have gotten better at doing over the years is playing defense with their hands. They make a lot of saves that way. Great reaction time.
Sabonis, Grant, Kenny, Rasheed, and Ryder on the floor for the Trailblazers. Rasheed, open Brian Grant. Oh, point blank, misses and follows it up with his own shot. Brian Grant now with 15 points, working hard again tonight.
And the one thing that Grant gets a little impatient when he gets inside. He gets a little quick with his release, and that's why he misses. The best thing about him is he'll chase a miss, and most of the time get it back.
Brian Grant averaging 12 points and 11 rebounds coming into the game tonight.
That's a tough pass right there. I mean, a look away, but Cliff really got no chance to get any kind of lift and elevation with the man between him and the hoop. Danny Ainge not happy about the turnover.
It's only their 8th. The Blazers lead by 3. And we are in the 3rd with 4:20 remaining in it. Suns off a win against the Milwaukee Bucks a couple nights ago. Blazers last game against Detroit earlier in the week. Wrap around, Ryder trying to go to Arvidas, busted play, and Rasheed tipped by Arvidas. Sabonis got an offensive goal in the front. No, it's going to be against Mark Bryant of the Phoenix Suns on the blockout inside. That's his 3rd. And the Phoenix Suns pick up another team foul. That's their 3rd of the quarter.
On a busted play, Wallace had a good look, measured it. That's what caused the miss. Then Sabonis is there for a tip. Can't get it done.
Ryder posting up, draws a double team. Kenny swings to an open Rasheed Wallace. At the top of the backboard, they'll give it to the Suns. Right up on top of the backboard, Steve Nash will come in for the Phoenix club. They've done a nice job putting together this team, considering where they started last year. And Cotton Fitzsimmons was the coach, and then Danny came on to play small ball, little guys. Kevin Johnson, one of them. Kidd, and Rex Chapman, and Mark Bryant, and Cliff Robinson at 6'10", their biggest player on the floor.
Now there is Kevin Johnson and Kevin Johnson's bet. They put him in the middle of the floor and make the defender make a decision. The only way you can defend him at that point is to go to him. Chapman out of the ball game, Nash in. Anderson picks up the personal foul. That is Portland's 2nd team.
Kenny's ankle okay?
Ankle is fine. Fool around there checking Kevin Johnson. He couldn't get out of whack though.
Nash tries to drop Cliff Robinson and finds the open Kevin Johnson. Has a nice pass by Cliff Robinson to Johnson, and it's a 1-point Blazers lead. And 9 points for KJ. Johnson.
Jason Kidd is guarding Rasheed Wallace, and you want to make clean entry passes, because if you don't, the big guys have trouble handling it. Then they're trouble getting to the open spot. 5 on the shot clock for Grant.
Tough shot off balance. And Sabonis got away with a foul that time on the block, trying to set the screen. 17 points for Brian Grant. He's got 8 in the quarter. 68-65 Blazers. Johnson on the drop to Cliff. Again, Sabonis blocking and Grant flying in from the left side for the rebound. And we're under 3 to play and 8 rebounds for Brian Grant.
Now, you know what Sabonis should do every now and then is sneak down the lane right behind Cliff Robinson. He would get a layup. He's staying out on the 3-point line for spacing. Sabonis is going to pick up a foul.
And Nash was leaning and then looking to pass, and he gets the foul out of Arvidas. Sabonis, his 3rd of the game.
Slowed down a little bit, Eddie, but you know, if you're looking at the Denver Nuggets as bad as they were, Brian Grant has done an excellent job of getting down in the low box. If we take a look at a Brian Grant package, and he's showing today that he is going to be able to take advantage of being left open, and he's scoring in close, and when he doesn't, he's chasing his own misses. So he's had a solid ball game all the way around. Sabonis, who always looks to pass the basketball, this time finding Grant, who got a nice break from the rim.
Blazer dancers in attendance again tonight, as well as a very large crowd here at the Rose Garden. The Suns have a consecutive string of sellouts going down there to America West. They have a smaller building, a little over 19,000. They've sold out all their games this year, and I mean, that string's up in the hundreds now.
Well, they all have a long way to go before they'll top the Trailblazers, who had a run of 800-plus sellouts. D'Antonio Wingfield still on the injured list, waiting to get the call.
Gary Trent, activated today, has not been in the game yet. So he's played one game, one exhibition game, the first one for the Blazers so far this year. He missed the next 7 in all of the games thus far. 68-65 Trailblazers. They changed the foul, and it is not Arvidas' foul. It goes to Rasheed, who's got 3, and J.R. Ryder, and the Blazers will come back to the floor. The guard comparison, Kidd only 3 points, Ryder with 15. That's the off-guard matchup, and then the points, Kenny and Kevin Johnson right here have had a pretty good match too. Most of the action has been focused on the front line. 68-65, KJ on Crotty. Sabonis steps up and forces KJ back.
Bryant killed that drive. He got in the way. Kevin Johnson comes right back to the same spot. Up and in and out. Cliff Robinson stripped to the ball.
Brian Grant stripping Kenny on the flyby. And he has to check and come back. Grant down Broadway and fouled on the play as the shot won't go. And this foul will be called against whom?
They give it to Kevin Johnson.
His second.
Quick exchange as Cliff Robinson was stripped of the ball. The Trailblazers get Grant in transition, and Kevin Johnson gets tagged with the foul. Good, productive evening for Brian Grant, headed for a double-double.
And now Brian Grant with 18 points. Danny Manning and Antonio McDyess will be coming back in the game for the Phoenix Suns. McDyess played at Alabama, Manning at Kansas. Cliff Robinson and Mark Bryant, a couple of ex-Blazers, will go to the Phoenix bench. Grant takes them both. Good-looking free throws by Brian Grant.
2 minutes in the quarter.
You hear the PA announcer in the background. A couple minutes remaining in the third. Danny Ainge, like a creative chef, starts with his staples and then a pinch of this and a dab of that. Got 2 guards, 3 guards, 4-guard offense, 4 big guys, 1 guard. He'll do a little of everything. Ryder swings it clear to an open Kenny for a moment. Phoenix rotating nicely. Ryder from Sabonis.
He wanted that shot, but really wasn't ready to let it go. Got away too quickly, and the Suns rebound and run.
Blazer lead 5. Have a man Nash open opposite side, and a checking foul here against the Blazers.
Little pump fake against Sabonis, gets him leaning forward, and just a nudge is enough for the officials to blow the whistle. The third now against Sabonis. You'll see Manning show the ball right there. Sabonis knows he's beat. Cato in the ball game. Sabonis being saved for the fourth, which is about to show up in 1 minute and 19 seconds.
Both teams now at 14 fouls, Steve. The next foul by either team puts the other team in the penalty. McDyess against Cato has had a chance to think about that technical he got in the first half.
Manning with good inside position tips it in. So Manning still a very productive play off the bench for Ainge. He's got 10 total.
70-67. John Crotty on Kevin Johnson. Looks to JR, goes to Kenny. Blazers in a 3-guard offense. And Kelvin Cato overlays, but Brian Grant happens to be there. Well, Brian Grant's had quite a quarter here. 10 in the quarter, and 12 in the quarter, and 21 in the game.
Add another rebound total. Danny Manning traveled.
72-67. Portland Trailblazers with less than 42 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and Phoenix with their 10th turnover of the game. Tomorrow night, the Blazers are down in Oakland against Golden State, radio only. Blazers Radio Network. Back home on Monday against Dallas with tickets available.
Score and shot clock running for you down at the bottom of your screen. And the Trailblazers with 8 on the shot clock. Kenny Anderson pulls the trigger. 3 ball has yet to go in for him.
Ryan Grant came down awkwardly, but he's all right. And Kidd and the Suns get back. So far, the Blazers' transition defense has been very good. One of the keys coming into the game. Manning drives Broadway. A foul on the play, and the Blazers now over the foul limit. This one probably will go on Brian Grant, his second.
Danny Manning sees the lane open, and Grant can't get there in time to close it. The collision goes against Grant. Manning will go to the line.
5.8 seconds remaining here in the third. Danny Manning. The Suns on the way up again. You can see where they were at the zenith in the last 5 years was 92-93 with 62 wins.
Best record in the league that year. They went to the championship, put on a heck of a show, but ended up losing to Jordan. Manning missed.
The dice. And tipped at the buzzer by Danny Manning. And the blockout wasn't there, and Manning pulls the Suns to within 2. That's where they were at halftime. It's 72-70 after 3 here at the Garden.
People who need insurance need us. Fullerton and Company, when you're serious about insurance.
For all of you basketball fans who are into statistics, so far the NBA and the Fannie Mae Foundation have hit 435,000 boards, thrown up 300,000 bricks, made 90,000 assists, and with the help of a 10-foot stepladder, reached a goal slightly higher than the basket. The Blazers and the Fannie Mae Foundation, Portland's home team.
And we start the fourth with Augman and Anderson, Kelvin Cato, Rasheed, and John Crotty.
Hot Rod Williams makes his first appearance of the night.
Shot blocker, defender, not much of a scorer. Kenny, they need him. He's not done much tonight offensively. Here come the Suns. Boy, Anderson, or I should say, this guy is tough. Jason Kidd taking the ball to the basket.
Jason Kidd having a long look at Kelvin Cato. Didn't like the fact he got smacked across the eye.
Cato gets the foul. Tie ball game, and Kelvin Cato with his third foul of the night.
You know, Jason Kidd is a great open court player, and that you want to keep him out of it because there he's going to look to score, going to pass the ball. He's very good at digging back and getting rebounds and starting to break, get the three-point play to start them off.
73-72 Suns. Rasheed trying to get the shot off, and he is fouled by Steve Nash. He's saying I was going to take a shot.
Never got into shooting motion because he put it down. Had he gone right up, probably would have gotten that call.
And the inbound, Cato's trying to set the screen, and then they go to Cato and right back to Augman. Right now, the Blazers don't have a lot of offense out there.
Well, they've got two players, Wallace and Anderson. Both of them got to start to strike him out, get hot, and make some things happen. And McDyess can't handle that rebound. Anderson looking for his first three.
Ogden going high and saved by Nash, and he wraps it around ahead to Kidd. Out on the lob, and it's done by Danny Manning. And the Suns running the lanes beautifully, now lead 75-72.
There's an example of shot selection. Even though Kenny has been shooting the three-point shot very well, he's not making it tonight, so he's got other parts of his game he needs to go to. 8 on the shot clock. Wallace trying to post Hot Rod Williams again. Deep and time counting.
Williams, a veteran, been around a long time, and Ogden on the miss. That's the problem when you don't have, you got a lot of defensive players in there for the Blazers right now. Hot Rod Williams.
Well, as I said to you before, the key against them is to be able to score the ball. They've come out and scored 7 points. The Trailblazers haven't scored any, and Mike Dunleavy takes a quick timeout.
Good timeout for the Blazers. Suns lead now by 5. Look around the Blazers in the Rose Garden, and folks here coming in to see this young, exciting Trailblazer team.
One of the things that always is a factor for the Suns is to have a lot of people that can shoot jump shots. And Hot Rod Williams has always been a pretty good jump shooting center throughout his career. Hasn't played most of the evening, but knocked down his first attempt.
Crowd getting a chance to sit back and think about what's taking place. The Blazers down by 5 on a 7-0 run here by the Phoenix Suns to start the 4th quarter.
Well, there's a ton of time left. 10-13 left to go in the ball game. You know you're going to get plenty of chances to score against this team, but you know you've got to, again, have good shot selection and good decision making in the process. If you don't, you play into the hands of the Suns, and we just saw a short burst of how that could work against you. And I'm sure that Dunleavy during this timeout is talking to his team about it.
Blazers scoring. Brian Grant with 21. Brian Grant, new guy in town, new gun in town, 21 and 9. And the fella he replaced, Cliff Robinson. So far tonight, 6 points for Cliff. Playing the middle, asked to do something different than what he did here in Portland, where he played the power forward and at times the small forward, middle of everything. Cliff's not shooting the 3 like he used to either. Suns now are actually on a 10-0 run in the last minute and 58.
Anderson comes out, Sabonis and Grant come in the ball game. That means that the front line will be looking to dominate the scoring. Rasheed Wallace short with that one.
John Crotty with a long rebound.
Grant asking for a post.
He's deep along the side against John Williams. Strong move to the post and a rebound by McNice. Steve Nash played at Santa Clara. Kidd it. Played at Cal. Lost the ball, reloads. That's John Williams. He shouldn't hurt you.
That's a shot. Baseline jump shot, straightaway jump shot. He's made his first 2, 4 in the ball game and in the quarter.
7-point lead by the Suns.
Plenty of time. The thing is not to get impatient offensively. McDyess guarding Sabonis. They got to come to him, and somebody has got to go to the basket down the lane when that double team comes.
And again, Rasheed comes up dry. Crowd getting a little edgy. 79-72, Phoenix. On the cross, there's Danny Manning, 2 more. Now this is a 14-0 run by the Suns. (81-72) in the lead, Phoenix by 9. Ogden challenged by Steve Nash.
Now, they're trying to get the ball down low, but they're not making good, crisp entry passes right now. The crowd a little edgy, wanted to call that time, but Wallace never came to meet the basketball.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Danny Manning playing as well as I've seen him play in the last 4 or 5 years. Out into Rasheed. There he is. That's his shot. 81-74 Phoenix. That breaks that 14-0 run. 13 points for Rasheed Wallace.
plenty of time. Phoenix Suns are going to try to attack up front now when they've got McDyess against Grant.
Coming from the other side, Rasheed trying to get over to cover Williams. Nice set by the Suns that time. And so the foul charged to Rasheed. He's got 4. Blazers have 2 during the fourth quarter. And it will go out of bounds off of Antonio McDyess. John Crotty against Steve Nash.
Trying to post Wallace against Danny Manning. Again, the real secret here is to have Sabonis take a dive every now and then down the lane. Ogden working against the shot clock at 7.
I'd love to see Ogden take the shot. He obliges. They're sinking off of Ogden and going to other people. They'll try and force Ogden to take the shot. Good hands by Brian Grant that time.
Well, right now the Trailblazers don't really have the kind of perimeter relief for the inside guys, and Phoenix is just sagging in, inviting them to shoot.
Kid trying to slow it down. Came over in the trade last year for Dallas. And Ogden over the back of McDyess's call for the foul. Their 3rd against the Trailblazers and the 2nd on Stacey Ogden. Ogden is always going to get a very difficult defensive assignment because that's the strength of his game. Look at the jab step and the takeaway, and that's Steve Nash on John Crotty.
First field goal of the evening for Nash. Big fourth quarter surge here by the Phoenix Suns.
Kenny Anderson will be coming in momentarily for the Blazers. 83-74, 9-point lead by Phoenix. Wallace again forced to take the long outside shot. The Blazers really playing into the Suns' hands right now.
They're inviting the people that they think are going to have the least amount of success to hurt them deep out on the floor, and so far they've obliged, and they've been able to get their guys going offensively. Now, again, the key to beating them is to be able to score the ball. They get hot rod wings with the miss. Sabonis out in front.
And a one-man advantage, and Sabonis is fouled going to the iron. And while that was happening, Steve, I noted the Blazers bench. J.R. Ryder apparently was in the dressing room and just came back. Don't know what the reason is.
Sabonis out in front, and Nash crossed over in front and then got behind, had to reach in to try to make a save. Nifty little crossover step by Sabonis to stay in front of the defense.
Cliff Robinson will be coming back in a moment. Arvidas makes it 83-75. Phoenix with 6:20 remaining, and Ryder will check into the game. No idea why he left the floor and went into the training room. John Crotty out, JR replacing. So Kenny and Ryder, Grant and Sabonis, and Rasheed, the starting 5 out there for the Blazers, and Arvidas with 14 points.
7-point ball game. What you want to do with the Phoenix Suns is make them become a perimeter shooting team with a hand in their face. They're good at knocking down open shots, make them shoot under some heat.
Jason Kidd on Kenny, Steve Nash. Kidd away from the ball, and Nash hits a 3. That really hurt.
5 for Nash, second field goal, line drive, that one in.
Their biggest lead of the ball game. Inside to Arvidas. A big return hook.
Anderson jammed his foot a little bit and hobbling.
Let's see if the Suns try and go at him. Nash in deep to Cliff, back outside. Williams to Manning on top.
This is what the Suns like to do. Get the defense scrambling and then find a shooter. Portland can't control that rebound. They're going to get it back as the ball comes off Danny Manning.
86-78. Phoenix. Danny upset that they couldn't hang on to that possession. Suns looking to go 5-1. Blazers looking to go 6-1. We're getting down now to the 5-minute mark.
Trying to go back to Sabonis to keep him in the ball game down the stretch. That one goes in.
Off balance, off the wrong foot, and he hit it for his 18th. And he's got 6 in the quarter. 86-80. Phoenix. And while that was happening, a little turn hook right there that was good by the Phoenix Suns, Cliff Robinson. 88-80 is the score. The Suns. Arvidas off balance and fouled on the play. With Robinson coming over there to try and play on him. And that's a foul against Clifford. Arvidas will go to the line to try and cut into the lead.
Well, Dunleavy has found a guy that can keep his team in the ball game right now, and that's Arvidas Sabonis. Thought he was going to get a chance to get a three-point play on that one, but was short, so he'll have a chance for a pair from the line. But 6 quick points for him, and the Trailblazers stay in the hunt.
First shot good, Arvidas, 88-81. Steve, we've seen that the Suns are not as effective in the half-court game as they are in the running game. And the Blazers have actually done a pretty good job, particularly in the first half, of getting back in transition. The Suns looking to open it up a little bit more if they can here. Now the stretch, 20 points for Sabonis and a 6-point Phoenix lead.
Again, the Trailblazers need to understand there's plenty of time and just play good defense. Robinson loses that one off his head.
Under pressure by Brian Grant. Danny Ainge looking over here. Trying to get some help on a play that was all the way opposite him on the other end of the floor. Kenny to Brian Grant, foul on the way in. And he'll try and break a string of 8 straight points scored by Arvidas Sabonis. 88-82, Trailblazers trailing by 6.
Trailblazers have used an open side to create some offensive energy for themselves. The defense reacts to Kenny Anderson, and it's Brian Grant going to the line.
Blazers right there with the elite of the NBA. The Lakers won in double overtime, and Atlanta kept their string alive. They're now 9-0.
And Rico's looking awfully good tonight. Gets them both. 4-point game.
Brian Grant with 23. Blazers are 18 for 25 at the foul line. Cliff can't go over Sabonis. Oh, my.
Well, the mistake was they sagged off of Nash, and Cliff had a chance to find him. 8 in the quarter for Steve Nash. 2 threes in this quarter. Lead back to 7. Sabonis open.
Tough shot. Rasheed. He thought he was bumped, didn't get a help. And a timeout will be called here. And the Suns leading it by 7 with 3:07 to play in the game. Quite a turnaround here for the Phoenix Suns in the fourth quarter, Steve, and that 14-0 run. Good on that bum ankle. Nash and the Suns have been attacking him a bit here in the fourth quarter. AT&T Wireless, some quickie numbers. Field goals in the quarter. The Suns at the right time to get hot, didn't they?
Well, you got to make shots against this team. And I mean, that's the way this team is put together to keep some offensive pressure on you.
Nash looking for the open man. There's Cliff. Weak side, John Williams. He's another one. He's had 6 in the quarter. This guy is older than black thread and water. He's been around the league 12 years from Tulane. And all of his career, mostly in Cleveland. Steal by Cliff. Nash to Cliff. And Kenny ties him up and then prevents him from going headlong into the crowd. 9-point Phoenix lead, 2:31 to play. Blazers win 3 out of the 4 meetings last year. Suns won the last game here. 111-108 back on February 11th, the last time the Suns were in Portland.
Cliff Robinson hasn't had a big offensive night, trying to get to 10 with these free throws. This is the first, but he's made some good decisions in finding open people. A strong ball game against the Milwaukee Bucks, and he had a double-double there.
He was the leading scorer for the Suns against Milwaukee.
Missed them both.
9-point game, time to get it going right now. 2:29 remaining. And the Suns get back so the Blazers can't run.
What you need to do now is take the first score available. You don't want to just become three-point shot happy. That ball has not gone in with any kind of consistency for the Trailblazers. Ryder.
And fouled on the play. Cliff and Kidd were both there, and it's going to be Cliff Robinson. And the Suns switching on everything, it seems, rotating up to the ball or rotating to the ball, and have been successful doing so with it in the second half. They are 8-point lead, Phoenix. 93-85 with 2:09 remaining.
First score in the fourth for Ryder.
Here comes Rex Chapman. The idea with Rex was to try and get him to shoot quickly. And he was shooting quickly and scoring. Now John Williams with 6 big points was a killer. He went out, and Chapman comes in, so they go a little smaller now. The Suns bench has been terrific tonight.
Trailblazers try to pressure in the backcourt. The Suns got a lot of ball handlers in, and they'll just try to spread things out. You got to keep people in front of you.
Good save here by Cliff Robinson. And a good time for Cliff to challenge Kelvin Cato, the kid. And a 22nd timeout call by Portland. 95-86, the Suns lead by 9. Well, this is a challenging time for Kelvin Cato to be in the game. Cliff Robinson right to the back door and the reverse layup. So the lead at 9 for the Suns with 1:52 remaining. You know, Mike Dunleavy was telling me yesterday that this would be the toughest challenge that he's had so far in terms of trying to adjust and match. Because the Suns do so many different things. They go with so many different options. And your timeouts remaining. Both teams with a 3. The Suns with or 3 with a full. The Suns with a 20. Both teams have no fouls to give.
No patience. In the first, second quarters, and a lot of the third, the Trailblazers had some good offensive patience. Top of the fourth quarter, they started to shoot the ball quickly and deep, and the Suns took advantage of it, scored the ball, and they have not been able to really get the offensive production from Anderson in the backcourt. Grant and Sabonis have carried this team up front.
Cliff Robinson will get the foul on the baseline. He's trying to show Bernie Fryer that I didn't do anything wrong. Bernie's saying you bumped him, you tried to root him down there.
Every stop of the clock helps the Trailblazers in trying to tie this thing up. They got to get these free throws, then they got to come back and get some sort of a stop or a miss, and then come back and score the ball.
95-86.
The Suns will be thinking use clock in every possession. Hope that the Trailblazers will foul them. Williams out of the ball game. Jason Kidd back in. Sabonis sits down.
95-86. Blazers can't get it back, even though they have control the board so far.
What Portland doesn't want to do is let Jason Kidd dribble the ball around and get a turnover from Kidd.
Wow, Kenny had to go high to make a circus catch. Ryder with a deep 3. High green deep. Now it's a 5-point game with 1:13 left. And the Blazers are pressuring all over the floor.
Well, you want to keep the Phoenix Suns in front of you and don't let them break you down and then find somebody at the basket. There's plenty of time. They got to work for a score. 5 on a shot clock. That's the kind of play you can't have. That ball was tipped and the Trailblazers get a break. Cliff Robinson trying to cut to the basket.
Blazers will have it and take a timeout. Well, they're down then Thursday night in Detroit with a game start of 5:30. And Paul Allen, part 2 with the snapper at halftime. Next Wednesday and Thursday nights on the road with the Blazers, Charlotte, Detroit on TV. Use Channel 8, the Blazers television network.
Now, this has not been a great three-point shooting night for either team. A timely one goes in for Ryder, but with as much time left, you want the first available shot and a good one, and you want to be in attacking mode. Ryder deep again. Bang!
Oh, he's got another one. That's a 30-footer. And it's a 2-point game with 53 seconds remaining. And the Phoenix Suns call a timeout. So 2 big threes by Isaiah Ryder. And the Blazers are back in it after being down
the floor and ball handlers. And if you're the Trailblazers, you just want to keep these guys in front of you. Don't let Kevin Johnson get a seam and get to the basket. Keep Jason Kidd in front of you and make them shoot over the top of the defense.
Kidd played by Ryder. Grant got a hand on the ball and deflected it.
Well, you just got to keep Chapman in front of you. He's going to try to get there. Top try.
6 seconds, 3. Kidd for the 3. No! Rebound, Ogden. Blazers have it. Ogden knocked down, but the Blazers call a timeout. Big timeout with 27.7 seconds remaining. And the Blazers down to their final timeout of the game now. They'll have one more. The Suns still have 2 and a 20. Crowd loves it.
Chapman trying to find the seam, gets himself in a bad position and has to bail out with a pass. Jason Kidd, he only hit one of these today, takes a deep shot, and that gives Ogden a chance to make the save. Kevin Johnson running up his back, but the timeout had been called early.
The crowd is into this baby, and so is J.R. Ryder.
Well, Ryder has been the savior with an excellent deep shooting night for him, but 2 huge bombs here late. That makes him a threat from the outside that may open up the middle for Sabonis or Grant, who have been cooking inside. All 3 of those players at 20 points or better. Most important thing right now for the Trailblazers, inbound the ball, and then make sure you make a good decision as to where you want to attack.
1 timeout remaining, and the Blazers checking out what the Suns are doing, and the Suns checking out what the Blazers are doing. And they get that delay over there.
Always get Sabonis peeling toward the basket, trying to go to Sabonis against Hot Rod Williams.
20 seconds remaining. They give it to the Phoenix Suns. Wait a minute. The one official, Greg Willard, at midcourt said Phoenix. Bernie Fryer, the other official, had a differing opinion.
What Brock Fryer is going to try to say is that there was a foul, and rather than call a foul, they're going to give Portland back the ball.
Well, the Blazers get it back, but with 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Now you watch right there, Hot Rod Williams trying to come through. Sabonis swats at the ball, gets a piece of it.
Rasheed to Kenny. 13 on the clock, now down to 11.
Trying to go to Sabonis.
They don't have a lot of time. Arvidas, no! And knocked away and out of bounds to the Phoenix Suns.
Well, 8 seconds, and now Danny Ainge getting 2 free throws in the game, and Rex Chapman and Kevin Johnson. The Trailblazers now got to think about steal and if you don't get a steal, you got a foul, but it's all got to happen very quickly, and they can't let somebody run back and get a long pass. Cook Robinson comes out of the ball game. Brian Grant will come out of the ball game. John Crotty in.
Arvydas Sabonis out of the game. So they got Crotty and Kenny and JR and Augman and Wallace and a quick foul. That's what they had to do, and that took less than a second. Less than a second, so they'll bring him down at this end, and they're going to send Rex Chapman to the foul line. He's a good one. A good free throw shooter. Last year playing for the minimum. This year re-signed 1 year for a little more than minimum just to stay here.
But Sabonis is here now. Once he turns in, he's got a pretty good position. And what happens is he's out of control, and being out of control, he doesn't get himself in a good position to get the call. That was a score he should have had.
They'll have Kidd and Manning along with Johnson, Nash, and Chapman. A lot of little people, and it's still within reach. A made free throw here makes it a three-point game, and the Blazers have a timeout left.
Well, they're saying if he makes, they want a timeout. If they don't, they might go for a quick push as they did in Houston to try to get a score against the defense in transition.
He's an 80% career foul shooter, 83% this year. He gets this one.
So they're not going to be able to advance it after the Phoenix Suns were fouled and shooting free throws.
Sabonis sets a double screen for Kenny. And Nash with a good foul.
Kenny Anderson was trying to get in the shooting motion. Nash did the right thing. Don't let him shoot, so all he can do is get two.
That's right. It's a good foul. 6.5 seconds remain.
Kenny Anderson at the line.
Well, many times, Steve, you get in a situation at this point in the game, the same kind of predicament, and a lot of coaches will not make that decision to make that foul, put the guy at the line for two when you've got a three-point lead. Okay.
Well, the liability is that one, they're afraid they won't be able to make the free throws. Two, the guy will end up getting a four-point play. But you're better playing for possession, and that's what the Phoenix Suns are playing for right now. They want the ball. They will hold it. They're going to force the Trailblazers to foul them. Danny Ainge has got timeouts to burn if he has to.
Blazers will take a quick foul on the inbound if Kenny makes this free throw.
What you'd like is to be able to make a steal, but they're going to take a timeout.
And so the Suns use up their timeouts. They've had some that they've saved, and they've got one remaining and a 20. 1 and a 20 is what they have left. So Danny Ainge in the coaching ranks, doing his thing and doing it very nicely with the Phoenix Suns. While the Blazers retreating to the other end. And they huddle around their guy, Mike Dunleavy, with 6.5 seconds remaining here in the game.
You don't have any players out on the floor with the reputation of Gary Payton, but you need one of those Payton arm steals where the guy has got his arm in there and he just wraps it around, knocks it loose, and you go in and score. But they've got to gamble. They've got to make a quick play on the ball. They cannot let the Suns spread it out and throw it around. So all of the pressure is on them to stop the play and to stop the clock.
Might they try and look short and go deep over the top, Steve?
Well, I mean, if you're the Phoenix Suns, you want to get the ball inbound. They don't care about scoring the ball quickly, but if they give them that opportunity, they will take it. Portland wants to keep all of the people in front of them, and there's always a threat that a guy can break long, but if you have someone there, again, the idea is to foul that guy, stop the clock, make him make a pair of free throws.
So Sabonis comes out, and again, the Blazers come back a little quicker, a little bit more agile. We didn't see Vincent Askew tonight. We did not see Gary Trent, who was activated today. And by his own admission, Gary feels like he needs a little bit more time. That shin's just not quite right. Sean Higgins was released earlier today. As Gary Trent becomes active, and perhaps we will see him in action tomorrow night out of Golden State. All right, now Kevin Johnson comes all the way over here near midcourt our side. They got three people set up near the foul line. One man to inbound, that's Danny Manning. Look for them to maybe sneak a guy along just to get it over the top.
The guy you want to catch the ball is Jason Kidd.
Not a good foul shooter.
Not a history of making free throws on a regular basis. good chance of fouling him. He's going to break to the ball.
69%.
But see, he runs away from it. They foul Nash.
And they use up about 2 seconds. And Nash, a good foul shooter. So they set it up so they could get it in the hands of a good foul shooter. And Nash, 84%, will go to the line. 84% last year, and a very good foul shooter overall. He's a good shooter.
Well, Portland now is in a position when they get the ball back, depending on what happens, they've got to get a score, and they've got to score quickly. So Mike Dunleavy now talking to Anderson and Karate. Sabonis comes back in the game.
And Blazers with no timeouts, remember. They got to get the ball up the floor quickly with 5.2 seconds. Nash.
And Steve Nash hurt the Trailblazers in this quarter with the 2 3-point field goals. Got 9. Looking at 10 if he gets this one and 11 in the ball game.
Roddy is in. He's got it. They lead by 3. Blazers will get a little backcourt pressure here. Rasheed.
Again, if you're the Suns, you don't want the Trailblazers to get a look.
Sabonis with 2.7 seconds ties the game. You gotta be kidding. Oh my goodness. Holy Lithuania.
Well, this team has no quit, and Sabonis catches that one, gets both of his feet behind the line, and gets a leaner to go in. So from being dead in the water, they're still life.
But how about the pass by Rasheed? You'd think that somebody could have gotten a hand in on that.
Well, the Phoenix Suns wanted to try to keep everybody in front of them, so they were willing to give up a quick pass. Sabonis with a nice catch and turn.
Do we have overtime on the menu? Well, the Suns still have 2.7 seconds remaining and will get the ball at midcourt if they choose to take it in from there. 98-98, the Blazers have come back from being 9 down with less than 3 minutes to play. Arvydas Sabonis. He has 24 points in the game tonight.
Well, that tells you about this team. The celebration right there. They're all happy that they tied the ball game up and they've given themselves a chance to stay alive in this contest when it looked like they had shot themselves out early. What Danny Ainge wanted in that situation, again, if Portland got the ball in, foul. Don't let him shoot the ball. And you see, a lot of times players will go to sleep. You've got to be thinking, what is the game situation and why possession is important. Portland had no timeout. You foul them. Sabonis gets a couple of free throws, but you get the ball back. Now they've got to try to score to win the ball game or COT. So Portland's defense goes like this, Eddie. They have got to hands up on all the shooters. Don't give up an uncontested shot. You've got Manning, Chapman, Nash, Johnson, and Kidd in the game.
No fouls. Blazers at Golden State tomorrow, home against Dallas Monday. Call for tickets at 224-4400. Andrade on Kevin Johnson, Ryder against Kidd.
Well, the quick shooter is Rex Chapman. He's got the quickest trigger out there, Danny Manning.
Kevin Johnson misses at the horn on a good call. They had the play set. We're going to overtime. The Blazers outscoring the Suns 14-5 in the last 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And we've got extra time for you tonight. It's 98-98 from the Garden.
Let me have somebody as I travel alone, so my living shall not be in vain. So my living shall not be in vain. So my living shall not be in vain.
Back at the Rose Garden, Eddie Doucette and the snapper Steve Jones. And there's the number that I just gave you. The Suns started out the fourth quarter in blazing fashion, shooting 82% through the first half of the fourth quarter and making 9 of their first 11 shots.
Now the game-tying field goal by Arvydas Sabonis. The catch is the most important thing, and then a good look at the rim, and he nails that shot, and we go to overtime, and the celebration is just one that we're still in the ball game. 5 minutes to play for the Trailblazers. The Phoenix Suns thought they had stole one. Now they got to come back out and try to reestablish themselves. They come out with a big front line. Williams, McDyess and Manning, Jason Kidd, and Kevin Johnson.
Rasheed Wallace, the only Blazer in foul trouble with 4. McDyess and Steve Nash with 4 for them. Remember, you shoot the penalty on the 4th team foul in the overtime. 5 minutes. Kenny, they need him. He quick shoots, and the Suns get the rebound.
That's a good shot for Kenny. You know, at some point, he's going to start to dial those in. He hasn't shot the ball enough to get a good shooting rhythm tonight.
Blazers shoot the ball real well from the foul line and outside the 3 line in the fourth quarter. 3 of 4 on their home run ball.
6 on the shot clock.
That's Jason Kidd. Big rebound by Brian Grant. That's his 10th of the ball game. Kenny Anderson against Kevin Johnson. Wallace, Ryder, Brian Grant, they cross screen on the base, and Sabonis comes down and posts up on the box. Arvydas with the backdoor reverse and the foul and a trip to the line.
Well, Sabonis got away with a little hook, but he makes this move, and he makes his arm part of the move, so he's able to get away with it. Danny Ainge wanted the call, but Sabonis, who last year may not have gotten an opportunity to get this shot, wheels quickly, puts some pressure on the defense of McDyess and Williams, and he'll go for another attempted three-point play, the traditional play.
4:09 remaining in the OT. That's off. And Kidd brings it over with Manning and McDyess, Kevin Johnson and Rex Chapman. He pops off the top. They got a screen by McDyess. Chapman deep. Blazers on the boards. Kenny Anderson falling down. The Lilliputian in the land of the Giants pull one down.
Well, Chapman saw nobody was guarding and pulled the trigger. And he's a very dangerous guy. He can miss those and suddenly make them remember the Hail Mary he made against Seattle in the playoffs. Ryder back to Sabonis.
Patient offense, Brian Grant, baby! He rings the bell and fouled on the play.
No jump shot this time as the Trailblazers trying to use their strength inside. Grant with the soft little shot inside will have a chance for a three-point play.
And McDyess, Steve, with his 5th foul, and Grant can't convert. There's 2 missed free throw opportunities after the Blazers were 10 for 12 from the foul line in the fourth quarter.
And Kevin Johnson clears, and that means he's coming to the rim. Whenever you see Kevin Johnson give that nod, that means get out of the way. They had a switch, and that was a bad matchup for Rasheed Wallace. You see him shake off, and Rex Chapman just goes out.
They tried to scissor him on the defense as he came in deep. And Johnson, who's had a history of injuries the last few years, holding up well here tonight. His team down 2, down 4, down 3 now. John Williams, who was a stalwart in the fourth quarter, coming off the bench, having not played at all earlier, had 6 big points in the fourth quarter.
We've got a big team out there now. Williams, McDyess, and Manning. As Rex Chapman Chapman went out of the ball game.
Rasheed has 5 fouls. So Rasheed and McDyess each with 5 fouls. Hot Rod Williams 6'11", McDyess 6'9", Danny Manning 6'10".
Right on the post, they're going to double him.
And that deflection by Danny Manning out of bounds. It'll come back to the Blazers with 13 on the shot clock. 13 of them.
What they got to get to Sabonis to do in these situations is make the safe pass. And that one almost a steal. The play was there, but it was going to be a tight one.
Kenny, good step around, shot, need him, can't get it. Sabonis, man, good hands by Arvydas Sabonis. Blocked inside. Johnson, Kidd. Well, they were lucky to convert on that one. Kidd made the pass really late. And Manning with good hands ties it up.
Manning thought that he got fouled on the play. The Trailblazers might have gotten away with the nick. And Danny Ainge is over there really going after the official.
2 missed free throws for the Blazers, big right now. Ryder, hey, baby! J.R. Ryder. 104-102 with 2:24 remaining.
A lot of time, and if you can, you want to make the Phoenix Suns become a jump shooting team. Pressure on Kevin Johnson, no angle to pass, the ball throws it away.
Brian Grant with outstanding defense, fronting Manning on the base, and Manning tried to go backdoor, was screened and couldn't see in the 15th Phoenix turnover of the night. 104.
From where Kevin Johnson was, that was a tough angle, but he was thinking shot clock running down, he'll take a chance at it.
Kenny on KJ.
Looking for Sabonis.
And again, Rasheed missing. Rasheed, a tough night from the floor, 5 for 18. The running hook by Danny Manning. And we're tied again.
When you come back to Sabonis like that, if you're Wallace, knowing that you're not stroking it from the outside, try to dive down the lane and let Sabonis have a chance at finding it. Steps in.
Sink off of Manning. Ryder's shot will be off. Rasheed taps it free, and here comes Johnson with Kidd on the left wing. Knocked away by Kenny. Rasheed, or make that Sabonis to Kenny. And Kenny slaloms free and goes to Sabonis. Back to Ryder. Back door. And they say it was out of bounds.
Bernie Pryor pointed toward the Phoenix Suns end, but the Trailblazers will get it back as Jason Kidd, I think, was out of bounds. So you got 15. Dunleavy's asking for a new clock.
He's supposed to get one here.
And he gets it.
And he does.
You watch Ryder on the drive.
And the Blazers will get 24 seconds and Rasheed to inbound. Arvydas and Grant stacked tall timber on the left side of the lane.
Now they're having a discussion. We'll find out whether they're going to get the repossession. And Haynes is questioned.
Kenny out between the rings and Ryder on the ball. Now they go back to the left side to JR.
Well, again, I think that the defense has to react to Sabonis, and you want to make sure you use him whenever you can. Ryder trying to squeeze it off.
And he does for 27 points tonight. And a 106-104 lead. J.R. Ryder with the last 4 points for the Blazers. KJ on Kenny. Jason Kidd. Ryder stays with him. Back to an open KJ. It's off. Arvydas Sabonis. And we're under a minute in a 2-point Blazer lead, and Arvydas with 9 rebounds to go along with his 25 points tonight.
Well, the Trailblazers with 35 in the game, 12 on the shot clock will work to Sabonis. This is where you want people cutting to the basket. He threw it away.
He said he was hacked on the arm, but they haven't. Manning and Rasheed is going to get the 6th foul of the game. Look out, don't get a technical. He's out.
Well, Bernie Pryor just asked him, do you want a technical? Just move out. So, I mean, Dunleavy's got to get him out of the game. Wallace doesn't want to leave. But that was a good foul. In that situation where Manning has a chance to get a rebound, to get a layup, you want to make sure that you make every effort to get a body on him, make it a tough shot. Manning, not a great free thrower, steps to the line, then walks away.
Manning 73% career. They're bringing in Cato. It's a tough spot for a rookie. He's got a lot of pressure on him here. He's got to think, he's got to be intelligent.
The only thing he's got to do is get a miss. If he can get a rebound on a miss, he will have done his job. Then they don't want him in the play. Just send him down the other end.
Danny Manning, soft. You shoot it and it's soft and you got a chance. And he's within one of tying with 24.7 seconds remaining.
That was more tight than soft. He got a fortunate bounce that time. He's 4 or 5 from the line tonight. Chance to tie.
Manning with 3 points in the overtime. And we're tied at 106. And the Blazers will take a timeout. So in the overtime, each team gets 3 timeouts. The Blazers have 2 left and the Suns have 3. And that's where we are right now. It's a dandy here at the Garden tonight.
Now the prospects right now are you're playing to win the game. You got the final 24. There are 24.7 seconds left. So if you hold for the last shot, that means Phoenix will not have a chance if you miss to get back the other way in time to get a shot away.
And the Blazer dancers out here trying to get the crowd into it. They're thinking about other things right now. They just want to see this Blazer team come down and end it with a win. 106-106 ties. The Lakers win one in double overtime, and the Rockets go down to their 3rd in a row at home. Utah beat Seattle tonight, Steve.
A few days off for the Utah Jazz, and Jerry Sloan applied the wood, and they responded correctly. A big win for them in a season where they had been struggling. And Sloan's statement is, you can't feel sorry for yourself. John Stockton is not here, and it's time for somebody to step up. That's what you've always been saying. You can play in the streets and get out here and play. Today they did.
Atlanta still undefeated. The Lakers still undefeated. The Blazers trying to make it 6 wins in a row. It's wonderful. It's NBA basketball here in November. We've got a long season ahead, but man, it's been plenty exciting so far. A tie game at 106 in Kenny Arvidas, John Crotty, Brian Grant. And who is the 5th Blazer coming back on? J.R. Ryder.
You're playing time, so you have to have patience. Even if you go to the point where you don't get a shot, you want to make sure that if you do nothing else, you use all of the 24 seconds before you get the ball away.
Antonio McDyess, Jason Kidd, Kevin Johnson, Danny Manning, and John Hot Rod Williams are on for the Suns. Here's JR. They get the ball to Kenny. 2 point guards in there to handle the apple.
Now they go early to Sabonis. You don't want this to happen, but they get McDyess to reach in, and Danny Ainge is thinking stop the clock because that gives him a chance to at least get another score.
And that's it for McDyess. He's fouled out of the game. So Rasheed and McDyess are gone. 8.9 seconds remaining here in the game.
See, they had one to burn. They didn't want the Trailblazers just to use all of that time. So now at 8.9, the Trailblazers have all the time to get the winning shot or go into OT. Back to Sabonis.
106-106.
Lost his dribble.
JR back door. Oh, my. And Brian Grant got the last shot, hammered on the play, and no foul call. Greg Willard, the official down there, was right on top of the play, and Mike Dunleavy, J.R. Ryder. J.R.'s really upset they missed a call.
Came out on the baseline, and when he got the ball, he got hit. A little bit out of control and trying to control it, and where he's complaining is when he finally got hold of the ball, he thought he got hit on the way.
All right, here it is. Go to the second overtime. Coming up.
need snow tires?
Lechois, traction for whatever you drive.
Michael Jordan is CEO Jordan.
And this concludes our broadcast day.
The shift to managed care has created a little confusion because people aren't used to it, and it's something new. Anything new raises a whole lot of questions. The most commonly asked question is how to select a physician. We ensure that they have good providers, good doctors, good facilities to have their health care needs met. I just like helping people. I like seeing that they get the best of what's out there for them, and that's the kind of feeling we want to leave with people, is that when you hang up the phone, you have a real good feeling about ODS.
We're tied at 106, and head to the second overtime without Rasheed Wallace, who's fouled out, and without Antonio McDyess, who's also fouled out. And the tap comes back between Cliff and Arvidas to the Suns. Ryder with 27, Grant Sabonis with 26 lead the Blazers. Kevin Johnson got deep. And the ball knocked away, and a foul call against Kenny Anderson. Now that's number 4 on Kenny. Manning, who had 6 of the 8 points for the Suns in the overtime, has 23 points tonight. Chapman and McDyess with 17. He's gone. KJ and Nash with 11. Those are the leading scorers in the game for both sides.
They're going to try to come to Danny Manning against Stacey Augmon. He gambled, and Grant goes down hard and grabs his wrist. He might be all right, but real tough spill there for Brian Grant.
Boy, does he play hard.
And
Johnson, Hot Rod Williams, Danny Manning, Cliff Robinson, that's as big as they get up front, and Jason Kidd, the other guard with KJ.
Well, their big hitter for the evening, Kenny Anderson, has been missing most of the time, so they've been riding Ryder and Sabonis to get the job done. 10 on the shot clock, Sabonis.
Looks good. Not that time. Grant with a rebound. And fouled on the play is Brian Grant. He's got 11 rebounds here in the game tonight.
And Kevin Johnson was a look of dismay, but he did the right thing. Don't let Grant get the ball up. So Sabonis is wide open. Thought he was going to measure that one. Didn't. Grant, nice job to get to it, and Kevin Johnson reached in, got arms and ball.
And Augmon inbounding to Kenny with a full-blown 24-second clock.
Now, there's plenty of time. And what you want to do in an overtime is be aggressive at the offensive end. Kenny Anderson, a little tentative. Grant spins in, gets the foul.
And this time, he'll go to the line.
Danny Manning holds up his hand.
And Danny Manning is starting to build up a few fouls. He's only got 3.
Well, a quick spin. The same thing that happened at Portland then, where the defense exposes a lane, and that lets Grant spin in. The only free throw he got in the overtime he missed, but he's shooting them well tonight. He gets his first.
108-107, the Phoenix Suns. 3:58 remaining in the second overtime. Rex Chapman is on the Phoenix bench. Grant ties. 108-108. With 3:58. Now it's a question of will. Kenny against KJ. That's a competitive matchup. Augmon has got Danny Manning to contend with, and he gives away a couple of inches. Looks for the pick and roll. Kevin Johnson all the way down. And a foul on the play as Kevin takes it down Broadway.
Sabonis. Kevin Johnson put him in jeopardy because he was able to turn the corner. He danced down the lane, stutter stepping all the way. Looking, reading, now the lane opens up for him, and the last foul for the Trailblazers is Sabonis comes across, gets him down below.
4th personal foul, Arvidas. Kevin Johnson misses on the first. KJ, 84% career shooter. He had a 16 for 16 night just recently against Utah.
Well, he had been perfect tonight until that free throw gets the second.
And a lead of 1 by the Suns with 3:40 remaining.
like to see overtimes played in a very quick and aggressive fashion, and teams generally slow it down. Sabonis fighting for position. They're going to call a double foul.
Oh, man, Bernie, come on. That's number 5 on Sabonis.
Well, if you're Danny Ainge, you'll take this, but Sabonis is not giving up his position, and he's getting popped and pushed pretty good. Can't believe the whistle goes against him.
Double foul, first down, hot rod. Each team with 2 team fouls.
Ainge will take the trade-off. He's got 5 more to burn, and Sabonis is 1 more, and Sabonis has been his big problem the entire evening.
You don't shoot the penalty in the overtime until you're at the 4th team foul. Arvidas has to come out high and looks for Kenny. The Blazers down 1. Will try and get it done right here.
Right.
Tough shot. Doesn't make a difference. The tougher, the better. He likes him tough. He's got 29. 110, 109. JR. Oh, boy. And here's a foul they're going to call on Kenny Anderson as they got leg whipped. They got their legs tied up. You know, I heard a player from yesteryear talking about the difference in the league these days not being as physical as it used to be. Well, the officials don't let it get that way anymore.
Center screen. What Ogman's got to do is stay in front of Danny Manning. Don't gamble. Cliff Robinson flips that one in, and that was a tough handle for him. He barely had control of the ball. Gets that one to go in. Suns on top by 1.
Looked like he was mashing grapes when he was coming down that lane that time. Took a few extra little toe steps. 111, 110. 2:34 to play in the second overtime.
Trying to post Grant. They come back to Ryder. Tough shot. Tough shot.
Man, it wasn't tough. And deflected by Williams into the hands of Manning. Well, Williams has been good for them today.
Now they screen for Kevin Johnson. They're going to get another foul against Kenny Anderson. That is going to be it for Kenny Anderson.
That's number 6 for Kenny.
So John Crotty comes in the ballgame, but anytime Kevin Johnson is able to turn that corner, quiet night for Kenny Anderson. I'm sure he's disappointed he's not going to be around for the finish. And Danny Ainge just saying, what about my free throw?
Kenny with 7 points for the night.
4th team foul against the Trailblazers.
Penalty in, 4th team foul, as I mentioned to you. In the overtime, you go to the line, unlike the regular quarters where you have to wait until the 5th team foul.
Missed again.
Wow. This is very unusual for Kevin Johnson.
So Dunleavy, if the Suns make, he wants a timeout.
And a 2-point Suns lead at 112-110. And Dunleavy will get the timeout with 2:17 remaining, and he has 1 timeout left in the second overtime. Kenny is done. He had 7. The Dallas Mavs are here. The first 10,000 fans that enter the Garden will get a special Jermaine O'Neal full-color poster for free, courtesy of Oregon Youth Care from Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon and the Blazers. The Blazers' individual game tickets are available now at the Rose Quarter ticket office. G.I. Joe's, Meyer and Frank, and all the other Ticketmaster locations are called 224-4400. 224-4400 now. 112-110. JR with 29 and 4 of 9 on his 3-point attempts. And Kevin Johnson missing 2 of 4 free throws attempted here in the second overtime.
Now both coaches will say free throws hurt them perhaps when they needed the first or second overtime. Portland got misses on 3-point attempts from Sabonis and Brian Grant inbounding the ball against pressure.
And John Crotty will bring it up. Kevin Johnson, Kidd, Manning, Williams, and Cliff. on their front line.
Again, the quicker you move the ball, the easier it is to get a score. The defense won't be able to get set. 10 on the shot clock, and Ogden stops the clock and is thinking about trying to find Sabonis. Now he's got to go.
Oh, nice pass to Sabonis by Ogden, who looked like he was going to take the shot. So with 1:54 remaining, the Suns, tying up the play with the ball in Ogden's hands, almost got the ball back.
They cut him off, and what helped the Trailblazers was Cliff Robinson was coming to help Danny Manning. That allowed Sabonis to get inside. This one no good. Sabonis knew it as soon as he let it go.
Jason Kidd looking at him as Arvidas was talking a little Lithuanian.
He understands that, though, your man. Mr. Mbow.
Wow.
Sheds the mouthpiece. Can't get that one. It's all the way up. They won't be returning that one to the big fella.
Oh, KJ working on Crotty.
What a shot by Kevin Johnson.
4-point lead, 114-110, 140 remaining.
A lot of time. You know, I think that the Trailblazers are playing like there isn't a lot of time, and they've got to loosen up a little bit right here. Be aggressive at the offensive end. Ryder, tough shot. Another tough shot. And he claps in the direction of the official, Greg Willard.
Willard didn't see it, which is good for Ryder. You don't want to do anything to show up the officials.
Ryder coming hard, little show and tell, pulls it in, pulls it back out, and then hoists it up.
And amidst the swooshes and whooshes, Ryder at the line makes the first. Boy, that shot by Kevin Johnson, Steve. That's as tough as they get.
Yeah, but that's what good offensive players do. They make the tough ones.
Ryder with 30 points in the game. The Blazers have missed 3 of their last 4 free throws attempted. Here come the Suns up by 3.
Still again, a lot of times, now you want to stop, you want it, and what they've got to do is make sure that Stacey Ogden gets some help. Trying to front, but not really in front, and Kevin Johnson with the ball.
He wants to try Crowdy on here.
4 on the shot clock.
John Williams with a great move back door, and the Blazers can't save the ball from going out of bounds.
They call a loose ball foul. They get saved. They get a save there.
Wow. Penalty in. Loose ball foul on the Suns, who lead by 3. And that is on Manning, who's got 4.
Well, the ball is tipped by Manning, and then Manning comes over the top. The whistle is late, but it's a good call. Manning was hoping that they were going to get the ball back.
Arvidas Sabonis at the line, a career high in the NBA for minutes. 44 tonight.
And he doesn't want the same result he had last time, so he really sets himself and measures, gets good rhythm, using his legs that time, nothing but net.
2-point ball game, 59.2 seconds remaining. Suns on top.
Got him both.
So those missed free throws become pretty big right now. It's 114, 112.
Plenty of time. Again, plenty of time. The shot clock at 12:45 on the game clock. Wow, Manning had fallen down, and the ball just popped up to Stacey Ogden, and he couldn't control it.
And the Suns, with 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock, will take the timeout. There are 42.5 seconds remaining in the second overtime.
Manning trying to plead his case. Watch that guy. Can you do that?
114, 113. They almost cheated the Blazers out of a point.
And watch the play. Manning falls on his rear end. The ball is almost handed to Stacey Ogden, and he can't control it. Flips it out of bounds. Grant can't get to it. So the Suns they get a break. 8 on the shot clock when they come back.
42.5 seconds remaining in the second overtime.
What did Ernie Banks say?
Let's play 2.
Well, they actually meant 3.
Well, we have some big minutes tonight. Blazers, of course, playing at Golden State tomorrow. Ryan Grant with 50. Ryder with 48 minutes. Wallace with 44. Wallace fouls out of the game, but he had 45 minutes before he went down. And Kenny Anderson had a big game minutes-wise, 47 of them. There's a guy that loves his Blazers. Oh, yeah.
I think Mike Dunleavy is thinking, one, this is a more important game. We win this game tonight. We take a lot of confidence down there. I can try to spot people minutes. The Golden State Warriors are struggling right now. Certainly, they could have one of those bust-out games, but you take your chances with a team that's in turmoil and disarray, that they're not going to play a real hard, top-notch game for 48 minutes. You might be able to go down there and, use your people correctly, still get a win. This is the game right now that Dunleavy wants. He's not going to worry about tomorrow until this one's over.
Steve, a big turnaround by the Suns here from the second half on the boards. They were trailing the Blazers by 6 rebounds at the half, but they are now leading the Blazers by 2 on the boards for the game. And AT&T Wireless will tell us again in the overtime, the defenses got a little tighter, and the Blazers 36%, the Suns 45% from the floor. All right, Phoenix will get it with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Kidd looks for Chapman, who's in the game. Waiting to steal Crowdy, and foul back here by Danny Manning. Well, a penalty in on both sides.
They inbound the ball, and Kevin Johnson had it knocked away, and Danny Manning misses. J.R. Rodgers out there waving for quiet. Crowdy knocks it in.
Well, John Crowdy has just tied the game with 40.5 seconds remaining. Kevin Johnson goes out, and in comes John Hot Rod Williams. John Crowdy, a perfect 15 for 15 from the foul line for the season, and he doesn't miss these 2. Now Crowdy and the Blazers with a 1-point lead and 40.5 seconds remaining in the second overtime.
We get a look at how the Trailblazers come up with possession of this ball. He fights through and just reached in as the ball was being passed and was able to get it away from Kevin Johnson. And Danny Manning didn't want to sprint out, but forgot the penalties in play, puts him on the line.
Now, the Suns are taking a 20-second timeout here. How do they do that? Well, you get 120 per half, or if in the second half you don't use your 20 during regulation and it goes to overtime, you can carry it over there. And that's what the Suns are doing. 115, 114. The Phoenix Suns trailing by 1, trying to come up with something. 2-2-4, 4,400. Blazer tickets for that game against Dallas and other games at all the locations you're seeing on the crawl right now. And the first 10,000 will receive a free Jermaine O'Neal full-color poster on Monday. That's when the Dallas Mavericks are here. 115, 114. The Phoenix Suns with the ball and trailing by 1.
All right, Kevin Johnson back in the ball game as they go back to their small lineup with Danny Manning and Cliff Robinson.
They need a stop here, the Blazers.
Again, what you want to do is make them take a tough shot. Block Ogden.
What a block by Ogden on Chapman's runner in the lane. And now you're down at 24, and they're going to try and get the ball, and here's the foul.
Hammered that time. Kevin Johnson coming in late.
And they grilled cheese John Crowdy.
Chapman trying to make one of those runners, and the long arms of the plastic man stay on top of that when he comes up with it, and John Crowdy back at the line.
John Crowdy paying dividends.
Kevin Johnson down. What Danny Ainge is looking at is a timeout.
A 2-point Blazer lead with 19.1 seconds remaining. And Crowdy is perfect. 17 for 17 for the year and 4 for 4 from the line tonight. John his guys. John Crotty, a consummate professional, getting an opportunity to play here and delivering. And the Blazers by 3 with 19.1. And Rex Chapman will deliver the inbound from the far side. Danny Manning, played by Crotty. A 1-point lead with 15 to play.
They did not want to give up a quick score like that. The pressure comes back to Portland. What they want to do is move the ball, get it out of the backcourt. Ryder holding, and they call a timeout.
With 10.8 seconds remaining, Ryder kind of semi-hoping he was fouled because he wanted to go to the other end and put the lid on this one. With 10.8, the Blazers take a timeout. They are out of
the game. They're going to come with some pressure. Danny Manning up. If you're Portland, you want to send somebody and leak them long. Relieve the pressure and just by running full court.
Well, I see what the Blazers put on here to try and get the ball off the inbound.
Got all 5 guys down. You got to get some people out of the backcourt. They got no more timeout. They got to get it in. Sabonis.
That's a good man to go to. And he gets the Crotty. They try and foul him, and my goodness, a reaching foul by Kevin Johnson on the far side.
Well, they wanted the first one. They wanted to get Sabonis, and they would have rather had Sabonis on the line, who's missed a couple, and John Crotty hasn't missed yet. So they get the ball to Sabonis as we take a look back, and there's where Rex Chapman says he wanted to foul. Now Kevin Johnson has to come flying because Crotty's going to get it across the court and just try to stay away from everybody. One in.
John Crotty has made the last 5 Blazer points. And it's 118 to 116, Portland.
Depending on who's shooting the free throw, that tells you exactly how difficult they are. For a guy that's on a string like Crotty, feeling very confident, he's relishing the situation. Ryder, who's made a lot of tough shots tonight, he may be the same. Sabonis, he's angry at himself. He might want to go back there one more time, but Crotty's getting it done for him.
And John Crotty has made 6 straight free throws.
Got to have pressure up on him, and that's why I say in these situations, possession is the most important thing. Don't let that guy who hasn't made a shot suddenly make one, and now you got to go to a third overtime.
Remember what he did in the playoffs? That wild shot on the far side. He's a 35% career three-point shooter. Chapman, 7.1 seconds. The clock does not start till it touches the plane.
Chapman. There it is.
All right, look at this. Bang! And with 4 seconds remaining, Chapman has tied the game in the second overtime. Here's Augment. They want to foul him. Ryder. Oh, my. With Vincent Askew in the game for the first time, we're going to a third overtime. Well, fasten the Fratistram because here we go.
The what?
Fratistram. That's one of those words you dig out from somewhere.
The most dangerous guy in these situations is number 3. He practices these kind of shots all the time. And just because he has missed all night doesn't mean that he just doesn't have one in the bag, and that's what Danny Ainge was hoping for. Just give me life one more time. Chapman delivers. So anytime you're in this situation with the Phoenix Suns, that's the guys you don't want to see throwing it up in the air. And that's why I say you want to foul for possession. Put them on the line, so now you'll play through.
Chapman, who is now 1 of 8 on his three-point attempts for the night, comes up with the one he had to have, and we are in our triple overtime. A year ago, the Blazers were 2-5 in overtime games. They never had a triple. And Ernie Banks would really like this one.
You might have to send for some more water.
Bring on the water. Send out a camel.
Because the way this one is over, we may be here tomorrow morning.
And the Blazers again playing without Kenny and Rasheed. And Sabonis with 5. Manning with 5 fouls. And McDyess has fouled out of the game for the Phoenix Suns. Now, we're running out of room, Kevin Aiken. My score sheets only go so high. We don't usually get triple overtime.
one more look at the game-tying shot. And what happened was, got big guy out on a small guy, not thinking foul, thinking don't want to foul. What Chapman does better than probably any other player in the NBA is make off-balance shots from difficult positions from deep out on the floor. And I'm sure that the Suns see him do it in practice all the time. They were only thinking about one guy getting the shot away. Chapman did it. Sabonis.
This is a part of the game that when you go to the third overtime, you don't think about being tired. You guys want to win now.
Well, you know, again, it comes to a question of will. Ryder lets Kidd chase by, short on the three. Crotty wide open, doesn't take it.
Roddy, who had 6 foul shots that he made in the overtime, the second overtime, to get the Blazers here.
Again, the team that's the most aggressive usually gets the advantage in the OT. Grant inside.
Nice move, Brian Grant. He's got 30. That's a career high as a Blazer. 121-119, Grant. Here's KJ.
Kevin Johnson in the middle of the court. You got to make a decision. You cannot let him come to you, and Sabonis can't be fooling around after Hot Rod Williams. We'll show and tell, and he gets that when he go in.
Did he lose that ball on the way up and then change? Or did he have that plan to tie for his 8th point of the game and 121-121? Hot Rod, all 6 points that he had before that in the 4th quarter. Roddy.
Short with that.
Ryan Grant, how tough is he? 32 points for Grant and 13 rebounds, but all over the offensive boards. The Blazers as a team also on the offensive boards.
How many times have the fans tonight headed for the exits and come back in? Chapman with the runner.
This time going high is J.R. Ryder. And the clock is rolling along now at 3:20 to play. 3:20 right now in this third overtime.
Pass and cut, try to make the game easy. They're going to double Sabonis, and out of it, you've got to find the open man. Grant coming to the rim again.
He's got all 6 of the Blazer points in the overtime. Ryan Grant with 34 and 6 in the quarter.
Well, it's a 6-2 game, but you cannot stop guarding people. John Hot Rod Williams trying for a dunk, couldn't get there. Ryder out in front.
He's got a pair. And at the other end, John Williams tried to tie up Sabonis to prevent him from getting back in the break. Arvidas with a career-high minutes played and hanging on with 5 fouls and 2:43 left. The Blazers lead by 6.
Coming down the lane, and this is a good offensive effort by Hot Rod Williams, but he was too far away. If he was younger, he might have been able to get there and throw it down. They tangle up, but a good move by Crotty to find Ryder, bringing it strong to the rim.
And Sabonis on the tangle up delivered a well-placed elbow right to the chest of John Hot Rod Williams. Went down like Michael Moore. They're still here, and they're still having fun.
Well, they've been up, they've been down, they've been running up in the aisles, and you know, with all kinds of anxiety and thinking that they've had this game won, to see it taken away, thinking that they're out of it, and have their team bring them back in it. 2:43 to play, still a ton of time left, and Portland with a 6-point lead, and they can't begin to celebrate.
Well, neither of these clubs in key situations tonight, Steve, have really been affected by that new 3-point line at 23-9. Because as we saw Ryder in the 4th quarter to get the Blazers back into the ball game, he launched a couple from 25 to 30 feet. And of course, the tire at the end of the second overtime by Rex Chapman had to be 28 feet out there.
Well, both of those guys, though, are deep shooters. And as I said before, when you've got guys that traditionally have that kind of range, they can extend it a little bit further. You didn't open up your shirt and tie, did you? I mean, has it been that kind of game for you?
Certainly did, buddy. Certainly did. You'll forgive me.
You've gone past sweaty palm, and now you're undressing, huh?
Oh, man, we're down to the second knuckle on this one. Ryan Grant has been magnificent here tonight.
All right, Cato in the ball game. Going to give Sabonis a quick breather right here. Yeah, Dunleavy feeling that he can take a chance. He can take it right now. No, Cato is going to come out. Vincent Askew is going to get in. A 6-point advantage. And again, what they want is to make the Suns use some time in this possession and shoot the ball over the top of the defense. Kevin Johnson going to Kidd.
There's Chapman. He's the three-killer on another. And they're back to within 3. Oh, my goodness. This guy is uncanny. There's Crotty. The Blazers will take a timeout. And they'll huddle around their coach, Brian Grant, with a new career high. 34 points. Blazers by 3 and 2:18 remaining.
Now you understand why Danny Ainge stays with Rex Chapman and doesn't come to Sabonis. Sabonis can't shoot like that.
No, he's an inside baseline to 15, 18-footer.
And the game that they have requires threats from the perimeter. And, you know, the entire game we've been talking about, Rex Chapman has not made a three-point field goal. Another way to get Chapman loose, they throw it inside, make the defense react, come back out to him. Over the top, he cuts the lead in half. So at 2:43, they're down 6. At 2:18, it's a three-point game and a different game now for the Trailblazers than the Phoenix Suns.
Unreal, isn't it? This is one of those ball games that will become indelible, because hard to forget games like this, and particularly some of the things that have gotten it to this point. Ryder, John Crotty's foul shooting, losing 2 key guys in Anderson and Rasheed. They lose McDyess. Danny Manning's play tonight has been just superb for the Phoenix Suns. And then Rex Chapman, who had gone 0 for 7 outside the foul three-point line, hits 1 at the end of double overtime with 4 seconds left to pull him back into a 119 tie. And then with 2:18 in the third overtime, hits the big tough 3 and pulls him back to within 3. So many wonderful moments that will go down in my mind for many, many years.
Oh, this is going to go in
the archives.
This is one of your memorable games.
Yeah, it is. It's an archive job for sure.
And that tells you that this is a game, because you have done so many. It's tough to push into that group.
Certainly have. 127 to 124. The Trailblazers with a 3-point lead. Sabonis, a career high on minutes. His legs will be talking to him tonight. Brian Grant, banged up wrist and elbow. John Crotty, Augman, and Ryder, who has been just magnificent. Chapman, Cliff Robinson, Kevin Johnson.
Again, use the threat of Sabonis inside. Try to get him a good post position and then cut off for him.
Boy, Sabonis with that good brush screen and getting the ball back to Crotty. Nice job. Here's Crotty, open for 3. That's off. They've got it. We're at 2 minutes, and the Blazers clinging to a 3-pointer. Danny Manning on top with 5 fouls on Augman. Augman poke checks away. He's got it and gives it to Ryder.
Good shot for Ryder, but he couldn't get it to go.
Ball loose. On the end line, back to Portland. Danny Manning couldn't, or was it Cliff Robinson?
Ryder just caught a cramp trying to rub it out.
Well, I'll tell you, Stacey Augman has made some huge, he's made 2 big steals again here tonight.
Well, Augman thought he had control of it, couldn't get it, dives on it. Cliff Robinson dove on it, but in the process slid out of bounds.
And 141 remain in the third overtime. 141 in the third overtime.
Now, Kevin Johnson knows that Crotty's not going to blow by him, so he's going to try to keep him in front of him. Ryder with a jumper.
Shot there. And Brian Grant with another rebound, number 14. Grant with 34 points, 14 rebounds.
Now, they come to Grant this time, inside out. Ryder look at a 3.
A little early on that, maybe?
He's wide open. It was a good shot. I mean, he might be a little tired now. As I said before, in his last shot, he got a cramp and his legs might be giving way. Cliff for 3.
And that's what he did so often as a Blazer, and they have tied the score again. Cliff Robinson. Back-to-back threes by Rex and Cliff. And we're tied under a minute in the third overtime.
A clear side for Ryder.
Ryder on Rex. bumped and bang, leaped and leaned, can't get it to go. Grant Sabonis! Arvydas Sabonis with 29 points as Brian Grant kept it alive.
Now, Danny Ainge is telling his team to go. That means you got to get back and keep somebody in front of you. Kevin Johnson to the rim and a foul, either Stacey Ogden or John Crotty. But the Trailblazers had a foul to give, so that's not going to hurt them.
Yeah, they had a foul to give, and so do the Suns. You might keep that in mind. In case you're joining us a little bit later, weren't listening, we told you before, you don't shoot the penalty until the third or the fourth team foul in the overtime. And the Blazers had a foul to give, and the Suns still have one.
Well, in the last 2 minutes of play, Eddie, so...
no, they don't now.
They call a timeout.
Timeout. 32.5 seconds remaining in the third overtime. 129-127, the Portland Trailblazers.
Wallace has been not being able to play, but he's had a lot of fun. He's been talking to the Trailblazer bench and all the players down there, jumping back and forth. Danny Ainge now trying to come up with the play. Rex Chapman, always a serious threat in these situations. You've got Kevin Johnson who can beat you off the dribble, which will give him a chance to go to the free throw line. And I think what you want to try to do is dare Jason Kidd to beat you. And it depends on what they send out. Now, they may send out that small unit again. So before we can really tell where Danny Ainge is going to go, you got to have a good look at the lineup.
Brian Grant with 15 rebounds and 34 points, which is a career high. Arvydas Sabonis with 29 points. Meanwhile, Rex Chapman with 23 and Danny Manning with 27 lead the Phoenix Suns.
Suns have 6 players in double figures, but the Trailblazers have counted with 3 in heavy numbers. Sabonis, if he got one more, would be the third player for the Trailblazers to go to 30. Grant with 34, Ryder with 32.
No, you mentioned the Suns with 6 players in double figures. Coming into the game, they had 6 players, the same 6 in double numbers. So that's consistent. Phoenix with a timeout. Blazers with a couple of timeouts. Blazers have no fouls to give.
In the last 2 minutes of play.
That's right.
So the Suns will have 1 foul to give. What's important right now is that the Trailblazers make the shot come over the top of the defense. You've got Robinson, who hit a 3. You'd like him to be in a position to try to take a shot. Screen and 4, Rex Chapman, they get Danny Manning free. Nice play.
See, that was sweet the way they ran that. We are tied, and the Blazers take a timeout. 27.8. Got to call him a masseuse and have him on the team playing tomorrow. These guys are going to need one. All right, Sabonis and Ogden and Crotty and JR and Brian Grant for the Blazers. John Williams, Jason Kidd, Danny Manning, Kevin Johnson, and Clifford Robinson.
Number 1 priority inbound the ball. Grant is open.
And a timeout. Did they have one left? They had one left. Well, you got to work to get to the ball, and that time Crotty couldn't get there.
Well, what happens a lot of times is there are players that are open, but rather than throw the ball and take a chance, the inbound guy becomes tentative, and pretty soon he sees no passing lanes available. But Brian Grant was right in front of Stacey Ogden. Ogden thought, I better not. I'll play it safe, call a timeout. And Mike Dunleavy is now telling his guys, all right, you missed it the last time. This is how we're going to run this out-of-bounds play.
Steve, the Blazers now are out of timeouts in this third overtime.
That is what Dunleavy was a little bit upset about, that we had to waste the timeout, and it's the only one we got left. And should we not get a score, we are now under the gun of playing with no timeouts and chasing the Phoenix Suns.
And the Suns have 1 timeout remaining, should they elect to use so. 129. 2 Two teams are battling right down to the wire, and here's what's up. The Blazers at Golden State tomorrow, if they can make it. 7 o'clock ball game, and it is a KEX Blazers Radio Network broadcast only.
Well, if you want to be considered a contending team and a team that's got championship qualities about them, you win this game tonight. And you do like the Lakers did. They played overtime in San Antonio the night before, had to come back to Houston, play double overtime. You win that game. And you know, the first priority right now is to win this one. They'll go down there on air, and they'll figure it out by 7 o'clock tomorrow. Now, Grant and Augment talk this time. So they have an understanding of who's open and who's not. Sabonis is telling everybody, all right, do we know what we have here? Again, a little bit of confusion on the set.
All right, somebody's got to pop free. Friday can't find the way. They go to Ryder, and Kidd tries to hammer him, and Ryder's got it.
Well, you got plenty of time here. Again, the idea is to get a good shot and use all of the time in the process. Ryder picked the ball up. That's not a good sign. Kevin Johnson almost stole it.
And now Sabonis and JR are trying to get their sigil straight with 7 or 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 11
on the shot clock. Now you want somebody to step up and take control.
Who's it going to be?
Here's Grant open again. Oh, Ryder's got a chance.
Tough, he's got to unload. He's got 7 seconds and a foul. A 3-second violation call on the Trailblazers. Wow. And now with 10.5 seconds remaining, they get Rex Chapman in the game, and the Suns have the ball. Boy, here's where being a little tired really affects you.
Well, it's also a little tight. Phoenix Suns now have a chance to play for the final shot of the ball game, and they'll hold it because they know they can go to another OT. Tough shot.
Not there. Augment, and we're going to a 4th overtime. Oh, my. Have they ever had one here in the history of the Blazers franchise? The last 4 overtime game was March 16th, 1984 against the Chicago Bulls. I don't even want to tell you what happened there. The Blazers have had only 2 4-overtime games in the franchise's history.
Well, the guys that are paying the biggest price right now are the coaches. They are worn out, and that's why I was laughing. Danny Ainge, oh, wow, we got a chance to steal this one, and they don't, and he is just dying in agony over there.
Hey, pretty soon the shirt comes off, and then it's the full Monty.
I don't want to shout it.
129 is what we've got. And Bernie Fryer, Tim Donahue, and Greg Willard have had quite a game here to officiate tonight. Now we stand corrected. Quick look in the books. Told us 2, but now we're seeing that there are 3 quadruple overtimes that the Blazers have had in franchise history, so this is number 4. A quadruple. Well, I haven't had one of these in years. I'll put the milk back in the refrigerator, Mama, because it's going to be a while before I get to it tonight. 129. And a tired group of Blazers: Brian Grant, Stacey Augment, John Crotty, Arvydas, and Sabonis. Oh man, I'm looking at Arvydas and I'm thinking, man, those wheels, they were ready for the Smithsonian.
Well, one thing, Eddie, Sabonis is not complaining about playing time. He's out there, he's competing, he's having a good time. A little upset, you know, about some of the things that have transpired, but I think that he's in much better shape than we think he is. Chapman for 3.
Oh, that's tough. This guy is too much. Rex Chapman. 132 to 129.
Again, you got to be aggressive in the overtime. Portland started out the third overtime that way, built the 6-point advantage. Don't become tentative. Stay in an attacking mentality. Take the first shot that's available and don't think that every shot has to tie the game up. Sabonis trying to keep it alive.
He's got 5 fouls, remember, and he is fouled turning around and trying to take it to the rack. You know, here's where a guy like Rex Chapman has an advantage. He's had a little break, but Ryder's played a lot of minutes, and those legs start to go, and when you don't have the legs, you don't get the 3.
Well, right now, Ryder is Portland's, deep threat. And since, late in the closing moments of that third overtime, he caught a cramp. He might be feeling it a little bit. So what he's got to try to do is maybe attack a little bit more, try to drive the ball to the basket.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of the folks who have left are thinking twice about having left this game because we're still going. And Arvidas makes 2 to make it a 1-point Phoenix lead. Arvidas, 55 minutes, far and away surpasses his previous high on minutes. And that's it for him. Oh, I spoke too soon. 55 minutes, his previous career high was 41. He's done.
Well, decision time here for Mike Dunleavy because, and again, this is what happens when you get a little tired. You stop moving your feet. You think you're going to reach. You're going to get away with something. And Sabonis fouls out with 31. And the crowd here are on their feet. And that means the rookie, Kelvin Cato, will get the call.
Kelvin Cato's coming in. And remember that Cato also has committed a few fouls. He's got 3.
They tried to get Jason Kidd in. Couldn't get him in time. But you got a 1-point game, 4 minutes to play. Plenty of time. Going to Cliff Robinson.
Block shot, Cato. Manning point blank puts it back.
And it popped back to Danny Manning right there. Manning has been the saving grace in many situations for them in overtime and does it again. Gives them back a 3-point lead.
He's got 31. Here's JR. He's deep, and he's settling for the deep ball. And Augment high, puts it up and overlays. Cato with the tip once and twice and tipped it in. 134, 133, Kelvin Cato with 4 points tonight.
Cato's got a live body, so he's got a lot of jacked in those. He'll be up and down the entire 3 minutes that are left to play. Johnson splits the defense.
Manning with 5 fouls, and that ball almost went down, and the Blazer just sent Danny Manning to the line.
Kevin Johnson's penetration and activity with the ball is hurting the Trailblazer defense right now. This is where you're talking about fatigue, people not moving. You watch Crotty get squeezed off on a screen. Now the lane is open. Johnson just picks his spot, finds Danny Manning.
Their lead is 1. Manning at the line. He's got 31. Had one.
Too much time in this ball game right now for Danny Manning to be feeling tension under these situations. Cliff Robinson will come out. Jason Kidd gets in.
Manning with 40 minutes. He's a 6th man. He wants that 6th-man award this year. And it's a 3-point Phoenix lead at 136 to 133. Manning with 33.
Now the Trailblazer attack now has to go to Ryder and Grant, and the Suns have been running people at both of them. You got to have somebody diving down the lane. They run Ryder out of the post, coming back to it.
Gets his own miss. Not this time either. And tap to Cato. 2:53 to play in the 4th overtime. I kid you not.
Now, the one thing you got to be is like Ryder, you got to believe you can make the next shot. They look off the defense. Grant can't control it, turns it over. Steal back.
And Crotty deflected the outlet intended for a streaking Kidd who was by himself.
Ryder is not going to give up on him. Just a little short. He's a little tired, and those are just not going in because he can't get the lift. But you can't stop shooting.
2:23 to play in the 4th overtime. 136 to 133. What a game. Chapman. Chapman with JR defending. There's Kidd. Nice pass.
Again, the guy that's been hurting him is the one playing without the basketball, Danny Manning. 6 in the OT, and Dunleavy has to take a timeout.
And a 5-point Suns lead with 2:05 remaining in the fourth overtime. Playing without 3 of their regulars. The Blazers trying to crawl back in it here. This is a magnificent pass by Jason Kidd. This is why he averages over 8 assists a game.
Well, I've always said that you move in the direction of the basket, you have a chance to hurt the defense. That's what that play was designed to do. Kidd driving the ball, Manning moving without the ball, both moving in the direction of the hoop. They end up with 6 points for Danny Manning in the OT. Big game for Danny Manning, 35.
And that is 16 assists, Steve, for Jason Kidd. 16 of them.
So definitely we might have to think of Jermaine O'Neal. Got to get another score and a guy with the scorer's mentality in there to take some pressure off of Grant and Ryder. Ryder has not been able to connect. All of his shots are now flattened out, but I think he believes he's still got a couple of more bombs left in him.
Oh, we are correct. This is the third quadruple overtime.
5 points down, 2:05 to go, a ton of time left in the game. What's important is for Portland to regain their offensive confidence at this point in the ballgame. Right now, they're beginning to doubt themselves that they can find a place to score. So bonus goes out. That took away the low post presence and the threat of getting somebody free off of a pass. And the Suns are running Ryder out of the post, doubling on Brian Grant.
Cliff Robinson comes back with Kidd, Kevin Johnson, Danny Manning, and John Williams. Well, you know what's amazing to me? Danny Manning, 2 major ACL surgeries, and playing like he never had a thing wrong with his knees.
A lot of Danny's game has never really depended on his ability to get off the ground, but body.
See, now the legs are a little bit tired, and now, of course, inside goes Augment.
And he's still got time. I mean, those are good shots. I mean, you know, Crotty is capable of making that shot. You've got to deliver it without even thinking about it. Danny Ainge over there saying these guys are flopping on me.
Are they? Crotty on the base off the inbound with 1:44 remaining.
But if you're the Suns, you got to gamble that the non-scorers on a regular basis are not going to beat you. They come back to Grant.
Tough pass right at JR's feet. That's a difficult one, even when you haven't played many minutes.
Well, emotionally, the Trailblazers just cracked. Now they got to regain themselves. There's still time to win this game, and they feel like those last series of plays hurt them. Steal, Cato can't control.
It'll go back to the Suns with 1:17, and they lead by 5. And remember, Blazers were down by 9 with a little over 2 minutes to play. Came back. And a timeout will be called here by the Phoenix Suns. So the Suns and the Blazers putting on quite a show here tonight, and a good indication, as people said, that these two teams would be among the elite in the Western Conference, and they're showing that that's a pretty good prognostication.
It's been a really competitive ball game, and both teams are showing their will and finding ways to stay in it and invent scores, and now it's on the Trailblazers to do so. But in that last possession, a little bit of doubt crept in their mind. When Ryder went down the lane and wasn't able to get control of that ball, his head dropped, Grant's head dropped. That's not what you want at this stage of the game. You miss a score, you still have this much time left. It's a 5-point ball game. 1:17 to go. The opponent has 9 on the shot clock. That means good defense gets you another possession. You come back in an attacking attitude. You close it to 2 or a 3-point game.
Steve, you've been in this situation before, playing. What is it like when your legs, when you're so tired and the legs get a little numb and rubbery?
I mean, it's tough to play, but when you're in that condition, what you got to try to figure out is what is the easiest way to score. And that's what you do. So really what scores easily is moving without the ball, not having to work real hard one-on-one. So the quicker you move the ball, the quicker you can move your body around, the better chance you're going to have to score. More likely the defense is going to go to sleep. Offensively, the Trailblazers are showing that the fatigue and the fact that they've hit the wall with only 11% shooting.
1 for 9 from the floor. 138, 133 with 1:17 remaining in the fourth. Right. The fourth overtime.
What happens in players' minds is they get on that hero type of mentality and they want to take on the opponent by themselves, and that makes the shot a lot tougher.
Jason Kidd trying to inbound.
Steal
by Grant. Nicely done.
You're in the game. Now you got to come back. Now, Crotty needs to get down the floor quickly. Don't take a lot of time, and then get into attacking attitude. Looking for Grant or Ryder.
Give the defense a chance to set up by coming down slowly. Shot clock's down to 9, and Augmon forced to take the shot and hits. A 3-point lead by the Suns with 56 seconds to play in the fourth overtime.
Now you're looking for a stop.
Is there a miracle left here?
Oh, there's plenty of time for a miracle. I mean, you got to give some help to Crotty off of Kevin Johnson. This is the guy that's been hurting him, Danny Manning.
Not this time. They keep it alive, and Grant's got another rebound. That's his 17th.
You got to go right now. See, the defense wasn't set. They had a chance to get to the rim. Now they're going to set up for Augmon against Rex Chapman. Ainge will take his chances on this play.
And so they foul Augmon. That's the second team foul for the Phoenix Suns.
Suns foul number 3, Rex Chapman is fourth.
And Augmon will go to the line. His team down by 3.
They go to Augmon, and Rex Chapman is not going to let him get that one up in the air. They know he has a tough time with free throws, but that one's right in the center of the basket. Tim Robinson back in the ball game, saying, who am I in for? I'm in for somebody.
Augmon with 32 minutes tonight. It's a 2-point game now. Johnson and Chapman, Manning, Robinson, and John Williams for the Suns. And Kevin Johnson comes all the way from the side and gets the long rebound. Oh, boy. You want to do that? 14 seconds left.
Well, you want to foul. You don't want to foul him. I mean, when you've got John Hot Rod Williams out on the floor, fouls to give, you don't want to foul people that can make them. And quickly, Danny Ainge is going to get a shooter in the ball game, and Steve Nash going to take some people out that he thinks are liabilities. John Hot Rod Williams coming out of the ball game.
So with the foul to give, it was a good foul. And the Blazers now, and the Suns, no fouls to give with 14 seconds remaining. As Vincent Askew will come in, replacing Kelvin Cato. And the Suns will have to inbound side back. Now they'll send Chapman to the foul line. With 11.2 seconds remaining, 80+% career. And Isaiah Ryder with only 2 fouls here tonight, and both within seconds of each other. 138, 136. Chapman, quite a story. Bumped around, a lot of teams said no, came to the Suns, had a resurgence, a renaissance in his career last year. Could have gone elsewhere, re-signed for the Suns for 20% over the minimum, in hopes that maybe at the end of this year, when the Suns have all that free agent money available, they'll come up with something big for him.
Well, he's found a place, he's found a system that he fits in. I mean, every place else, it's always been that Rex has been shot happy. Well, he is shot happy, but he's a very dangerous offensive player. We have seen all kinds of indications of that this evening. Chapman with 27 points, and the Suns will take a timeout. This is a Blazer timeout, excuse me. The Blazers with 1 remaining, and the Suns with 2, but we only have 11 seconds, 11.2 seconds left in the fourth overtime. And a lot of the fans that are still here, hanging on through a lot of excitement here at the Rose Garden tonight. Yeah, this has been a ball game. Blazers head out on the road after a Monday night meeting here against Dallas, and there are tickets available for that. And that road trip will commence with a game in Charlotte, a 6:30 start on Northwest News Channel 8 of the Blazers Television Network.
And the first of a two-part interview series with Steve Jones and Paul Allen at halftime of that game. Then the next night, they're in Detroit. Game time start 5:30, part 2 halftime for Steve Jones and Paul Allen. And, of course, our fan site tour next stop is Thursday at Pal Joey's out there in Gresham. 212th and Stark. You watch the Blazers take on the Pistons and win prizes. And we hope you'll join us for that at Pal Joey's on our fan site tour.
Where Chapman trying to seal the deal right now by giving this team a 4-point advantage. Trailblazers got to think miss.
No such luck. 140 to 136. Blazers have got to get on the board.
You take the first score, Crotty looking for 3.
Not this time. And it's going to be Ryder with 4 seconds. Long and deep and good. And with 1.3 seconds remaining, can you foul?
You can foul, but they didn't.
They didn't get it. And the Blazers lose by 1 in 4 overtime. A 4 overtime thriller here at the Rose Garden. And the Phoenix Suns have broken the Trailblazers' 5-game winning streak and win this one by a final of 140 to 139. What a game.